Yo, what's up,
Yo,
Rob?
yo, what's up? What's up? How you doing?
Man, we got a lot of people in here. What's up, Inky Bra?
What's up, yo?
What's up, Punch JT? I have some words for you, sir. Xander's, Jim, Richard. What's going on, guys?
Another High Ground Friday. Man, if y'all watching the playback, definitely hit that like and subscribe. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Let's get into it. First of all,
Man,
can I wait? Hold on. Before you go, Dylan's setup is clean as a mug. He painted the wall. He got his aura shrine right there, man.
well, you guys were
It's
talking
looking
about Aura
dope.
Shrine, so I was like, man, I guess I got to make one.
JT said you have what?
So I do have a quick before we get into it.
Go ahead.
Maybe I'll wait on that.
What
I
is
don't
that?
know.
Is that a second hour thing? What you think?
I mean, there's not many people in here yet, so I'll just ask JT. Have you been buying a Zero War number 5 at all? Just say yes or no, and I'll know the answer to my question. Because if you bought any of Zero War number 5 sketches, then it's kind of messed up, man. Did you pick up anything, Rob?
No. How about you, bro?
Did some trades and stuff, and then I
Oh,
worked with one of our viewers to get some other PC cards.
Dylan trading. I like it. I like it.
This might be one of my only times trading. I don't know. I appreciate that, guys. Thanks. I'm glad y'all like the setup. So this is one of my pickups.
Hold up.
I'll make me bigger.
Yep.
USA Shard. It's an
That's a
8.
cuddle team leader. OG.
Got this from someone in the Facebook group. So really happy to get it. You know, I was chasing Cuddle Team Leader for a while now. I traded my PSA 9 USA Shard. What was it? Blue Squire.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God it wasn't you. Okay, then I can go
Hey.
straight ham. Guys, I got some stuff was crazy. Anyway, we'll get to that. Let me finish this. I picked up a red jade. If you watched the Instagram, you saw this.
Red Jade.
Also got the Optichrome version, thanks to one of our
Oh,
awesome viewers.
that's crazy. I actually thought you already had that one and got the cracked ice. You got both of them.
I got both of them.
I
And then
like
this
it.
one I did not show on Instagram.
Oh,
And this is a PSA 9.
sleeper.
She is a sleeper for sure.
Sleeper.
I think Red Jade and Haze are both sleepers of Series
Mhm.
2. So if you haven't got them, go for it.
Man, it seems like we've been saying that a whole lot
What, sleepers?
about series 2.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's
Series 2,
it's interesting.
I slept on a lot of them, to be honest.
Same.
But I think it's because like there wasn't anything that was super PC for me.
Mhm.
Specifically, like Aura and Hush were PC for me. That's
Yeah.
why like I slept on Zadie and some of these others, and now I'm like, I should go back and try to get some of those.
Yeah, and at that time, I agree with that. At that time, I was super laser focused on a lot of different things. It was a different time for me for sure.
So since JT is not the one who did this, I'm even more pissed off at this person. If it was JT, I was gonna let it slide. So I bought the first appearance of Geno, the sketch, from the artist.
Mhm.
And I've been working with him for 3 weeks. So 2 weeks before the comic came out, ever since the leak came out, I started putting in work to get that so that I would have it first. Guy gave me a price. I paid for the sketch. And then 3-4 days later, he refunded me all my money, saying that someone wants to buy the whole issue. So someone bought the entire issue, and he refunded all my money and didn't ship it. So let me know what you guys think. Is that messed up?
That's in my opinion. We already talked about it, but in
Yeah,
my
we
opinion,
talked about it.
that's bad business, man. That's I hate that. That's just bad business. On the other buyer's end, um, yeah, that's below the belt, but
Yeah, it hurt. I'm telling you, I was
that's
salty about it for a while, and I was like, well, it's probably JT because he likes to buy the full issue. So I was like, I can't be that mad. But now that it's not
yeah,
JT, I'm like, come on, who did that to me?
that is like on it. Like now, as for the seller, that is just bad business in general. The buyer, I get being gritty and making sure you solidify what you
That's true.
going after. Um,
This is the page in question.
But man,
So I paid for it. I paid a lot of money for it too, and he just refunded it.
yo, like I can see if he like reneged in general. Like you know what I mean? Like,
Like
all
he
right,
decided like I don't want to sell any of this stuff.
yeah, but to refund you is
Yeah, it was his
that's pretty
first
crazy.
appearance, and I mean, I paid almost $1,000 for it, and
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't like like hassle him. I was like, well, "What do you want for it?" He said, "It's a big page. It's gonna be expensive. I think he said 800 for it."
Mm-hmm.
I said, "That's fair. I got the money. Let me pay it."
Mm-hmm.
And so I sent it, and then someone was working on it, and he's like, someone wants to buy a lot of these pages. Do you want any more? I said, no, just that one. I don't want to be greedy. Let them get the other
Mm-hmm.
first appearances
Yeah,
of Geno. I said, I just want this one page. And then next thing I know, he decided to refund the money. He said, someone wants to buy the whole issue. I'm sorry. It's a lot of money. I have to do it. And I was like,
bro.
what the F? He said, let me send you my like a sketchbook or something. And I was like, no, I'm
I'm
good.
good. Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
we're not solving this. Like I'm good. I don't
I
want anything
mean,
from you. I was like,
I
I only collect Fortnite. Like, what am I gonna do with your sketchbook?
what's your projections of what that number was where he did that? Like, what do you feel?
I mean,
So if you almost paid
so I
one
paid
page,
I paid
wait,
about 850, I think, for it.
so if you pay 850 for one page and he sent your money back, what do you think that number was?
I mean, he was acting like it was a lot of money. I don't
Right,
know.
like
JT
yeah.
probably knows since he bought all of issue number one. Um, yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, JT. I probably should have like handled it a little differently. I was
Mhm,
trying to think of other collectors. Like, I didn't want to take all of the other collectors' stuff,
mhm,
and I don't know. I
yeah,
thought E50 was super cheap too.
yeah,
I was like, I let him in the price, and I was like, that's fine. I want it for that price. I can do it. And for
mhm,
the first appearance of Geno, I
mhm.
was like, do it. And then he just refunded it. So I think he got like offered at least like anywhere from 10 to 20 G's. You think
JT, if you don't mind me, or putting it in here, what are you paying for that? The other
he probably
issue.
doesn't want to say that?
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll say this ballpark, like just
Just
because.
what do you think the whole issue number five would be worth?
Yeah,
Since he
yeah.
doesn't
How
have
about that?
that,
That's better. Thank you. That's better.
because
Let's do
the
something like
issue
that.
five had like 30 some pages.
Yeah,
So
it
I
was a
mean,
big
if
comic issue.
like $700 to $800 a piece, we're talking probably
Hmm.
close to like 20K. I
Yeah.
would think.
See,
Yeah,
yeah, I know.
20K.
Yeah, that's. Mm,
Yeah, you can add me Inky, bruh. I think I'm taking high ground.
hmm.
I think. I can pull up my Fortnite and chat. I'm pretty sure I'm taking high ground. I used to be chasing graphics, but now I'm taking high ground. But yeah, super disappointed on that. That's my sob story. I let it go though. I'm done with it.
Yeah. Move on. Move on.
So when that happened, then I used the money. I bought some wood. I stained this wood. I put these shelves up, and I
Hmm.
painted my wall. Just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
That's
Uzumaki. I'll check you out. I'll try to accept it. I might not be playing too much lately, guys. My controller broke. My
he
scuff
didn't.
controller.
He didn't rage out. Don't worry. I
I
already
didn't
asked
rage.
him.
It just I tried to play and it just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to be a mouse and keyboard player. I'm gonna try it for I told Black Ash I'm gonna try it for 2 to 3 weeks, mouse
And
and
see how it go.
keyboard, and just like practice.
Hmm.
If it doesn't stick, I'm gonna have to get a new controller.
Yeah.
Scuff
I'm.
controllers cost like 250,
Yeah. Easy. Easy.
so
And
we'll see.
it's been what at least a year and a half since you bought it. Since you bought one, maybe two.
So I've had two Scuff controllers so far.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know when this one. It's been at least a year. What
Yeah.
happens is the trigger, the spring broke. I tried
Yeah.
opening it and fixing it, just didn't work.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think we have some other things we want to talk about.
Yeah, we gotta let's hop into themselves, bro. Let's hop into themselves because that's
I already know the
Dylan.
sale I want to talk about.
That's the one I want to talk about because like me and Dylan was talking before this, and I got mixed up on PWCC, so I thought this auction was ending at a different time. So at this time, it was at 168, and I'm like, okay, authentic 168, whatever. Then Dylan's
You had
like,
to known I was going to be going for this.
Well, yeah, it just
at
and it just slipped.
168 for
Then when I
PC.
seen you, it slipped my mind. I'm like, yo, bro, what about that? And you like, what you mean 168? He's like, it
Yeah, I was
went for over
confused.
1K. So let's put that up on the screen.
All right,
This is
I'm
pretty
gonna.
crazy.
So authentic sold for 1,380 plus.
Yeah,
Buyer had to spend what, another 20%.
20%. Yeah.
And if you look here, I'm pretty sure this is a scratch here,
Mm-hmm.
which is why there has to be a reason why they went authentic instead of grading.
Mm-hmm. How did the
Um,
back look?
so when the comic sketch fell through,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if that's dust or marks. It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, it's pretty high res. It's probably just dust.
This was at like 100 something, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna finally get my USA Gold Trooper with that money, and then it
Yeah.
just shot up, and I was like, I'm not gonna try to compete with that for an authentic.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
I was surprised.
bro, that's like healthy is that's just crazy. Like not crazy in a bad way. That's insane. That's insane. I mean, 1380 for authentic, that's
I mean, we both consider Gold Trooper almost
yeah.
rare worthy, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. That's
So
she
it's
deserves it
if you can
to
say
say the
anything about
least.
the Fortnite card market, I feel like you have to wait for the right buyer. Like I'm not selling. Like you see some stuff go on auction, right, and sell for
Mhm.
cheap.
Mhm.
Like unless it's the Black Knight or Peely or something that's really drawing in attention,
Mhm.
you may be underselling yourself because when that buyer comes along and they like
Mhm.
this is at this point this is the only Gold Trooper under 50K.
Yeah.
There was one on eBay it's listed at like 50K
Mhm.
when this was being sold. So this person's like, I want this card. I can't get anywhere else. It went all the way up to 1,300.
Yeah.
I mean, the Series 1 shards are rare. So that
Mhm.
explains some of the other prices that you probably want to talk about.
Yeah, this and JT, right, that PSA 10 did sell for 3K. I think was it 34? It was like something like that, 32, 34, maybe
Hmm.
31.
I
Uh
think there was two sales in that
two,
range.
yeah, and it was like within a 2 week span, maybe
And then there's
three.
a guy in the Facebook group who was trying to sell his for 3K at
Pretty
one
crazy.
point,
Yep.
but then no one was around to buy it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not saying the card's not worth that. It's just
Yeah.
no one with that cash was looking for that card at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the card, but I didn't have 3K to spend. Um, so and now he's trying to sell it for like 5K or something. I
Yeah.
think I saw.
And I've on a lot lower scale, I've been in a situation where I kind of didn't get the card that I wanted twice or three times. And then the next time it came, I was in an auction and then end up paying like $50, $60 more because I got nervous. I'm like, this may be my only time.
Hmm.
I don't know if this is the case. I mean, we got some big dogs in this comment section. What do
I
y'all
mean,
feel about
maybe
this?
they thought it was clean and they were going to
Yeah,
regrade it. That still looks like a scratch to me. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the raw one went for 600.
yeah,
Remember that? I wanted
yeah.
that one. I don't know. It was I was pretty
Nick said
surprised by this. It kind of blew me away.
Nick said it's one up for 13K. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
that was
is.
listed I think like this week or in the last
Mm-hmm.
week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah, then we have another one, which is, in my opinion, and I know Dylan's as well, is don't get me wrong, I love Red Knight. She's definitely a couple notches down from Ghoul Trooper, but I sent it to your IG, bro. Um, Red Knight did a number two, and it doesn't seem as crazy as this one, but there is like noticeable damage on this card, and it still did. Did I not send it?
No, you
Oh,
didn't send it as
okay. Hold
well.
on, let me send it real quick, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, those some of those shards because I had some people message me which ones they bought, and
There you go.
some of them went pretty cheap. I was surprised at the Red Knight price, kind of. I don't know what I
Yeah.
was expecting. I mean, what were you expecting for it to go for? I mean, it's kind of hard with it being such a low.
A 4.5, honestly, I guess I was expecting like 80,
What did it
but
go for? I don't think it says it here.
oh, it says it's 280. It's sold for 280.
So $280 for a
Yeah.
four. Now this is somebody who just wanted this card,
Yeah.
but a
And
four. I mean,
I'm not mad at him at all. Like
I'm not mad at him either.
I get it. I get it. I do. I really do understand it. Red Knight is a beautiful looking card. I love the skin. Um in general, I think I'm not even going to say undervalued. I think she's underappreciated. Um,
Currently,
yeah, like, and
I
I'm
don't think in like the grand scheme of things. I just think in
mhm,
the current like people looking to buy her
right, right.
because her 10 sold for like 11K
Mm-hmm.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Like she went for good money.
Yeah. So I think she's a very interesting card to like not even pay attention to, but just to see how she does over time. Because like you said, she sold for 11K, she dropped all the way down, and now she's making a sell like this, which is very healthy for a 4.5. I like it.
I mean, if this was a ghoul, I would have bought it for
Yeah, for
300.
sure. If it was Lux, I definitely would have been in play for that. I'm not mad at it at all.
I mean,
Cause the
or I would
cause
have
the thing
too.
is, this is the truth about, and I know Nick will agree with this as well. This is the truth about Series 1 Crystal Shards. Yeah, them corners is dinged. There's a lot of white in it, but it hit the same. It's still that joint still shine.
I
Like
mean,
is
the rarity is still
yeah,
there.
right, right.
That rarity is still there.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that was the biggest one.
mhm,
Um, the Panda team leader
yeah,
was a steal. I mean, I'm not huge. I like him a little bit, but
yeah.
still, it was like $60 or something.
Mm-hmm. Dylan, I just noticed something. So we're gonna get back on topic real quick, but can you please look at Richard's name? I just noticed he changed it.
And the fact that you just knew it was Richard is great.
Yeah, that's
Um,
funny.
I'm just gonna call you DP from now on.
DP.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree. Like, I think I'd wait on the moisty, don't you think? Like, that 3K is gonna come down.
yeah, no, wait for a very long time. You'll have that card in your hands at the right price eventually, for
I'm
sure.
sure someone who doesn't want it's gonna end up like selling it either raw
Yeah.
or graded. That 3K price, I feel like a lot of people who don't know the Fortnite cards at now, and when they have
Mhm.
these shards, they'll
That's
throw
the
up a
price.
3K. They'll show up a
Mhm.
3K price because they don't want to lose out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They don't want like an instant buy and then be like, oh
yeah.
crap, how much is this actually worth? Because
I
most of the
would,
investors don't know the game.
and I will say it's definitely something interesting going on when it comes to the Fortnite side of things because like I'm not gonna lie, I seen this week people tripping over like the Disney cards, the ones we
Hmm.
talked about a couple weeks back. And I mean, I get it, but
They're
but
going for
it's
mad money, right? Where are they going
yeah,
for? Like,
yeah, I get it. And I'm not saying that uh that's what I want Fortnite to do because I love this. I'm just
hmm
interested in the way people are like treating the IP in general. And that's not just in the card market. That's just we were just talking about something when it came to, the esports side. Uh the stigma on Fortnite is very interesting. And I think it's
yeah.
gonna be a major
Did,
regret in general down the road.
did Disney get? Has Disney got any of that? Like, are people saying I
Not
maybe I
that
need
I've
to
seen.
research because you're
Yeah.
right. Fortnite gets all this stigma and people trash it so much.
Mm-hmm.
So Rob and I were talking about. I was doing since we're going to the Invitational.
Yeah.
I was like, well, what are some other like esports like events going on? So I was like searching what are the top esports of 2022. I have all these big lists and no one mentions Fortnite. None of them mention it. And
Mm-hmm.
like I was looking at the prize pools, some of them had like a $5,000 prize pool. And
Yeah.
it's like I don't understand why Fortnite's not getting that respect.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting when we go to Invitational. I want to see what it's
Yeah.
like.
Now, and on Dylan's point of that, I get exactly what he's getting at because either way, even with the point that I'm about to make, it's still crazy. But it's because all of those other games did have at least one in-person event this year. Fortnite
Mhm.
hasn't, it's coming up. But either way,
So
it's still something weird going on.
you think that like so after the Invitational, right?
Mhm.
Then the news will pick up how like if it sells out, if it does good, maybe
They
the news will
should.
pick it up.
Yeah,
You're
I
right.
mean, they should, and
And
then
the
if
lack
it
of that
doesn't,
is what's
yeah,
causing it. Yeah.
if it doesn't, then it's definitely a thing for sure, if it
No,
doesn't, so
that makes sense. I agree with that.
yeah.
I think with the coverage of the event, then maybe
Mhm.
it'll spark some more interest in like the esports side of it.
Yeah, and I mean, like, is because you can't deny, like you said, the prize pools that we seen in just that one article, when you look at what Fortnite is gonna do in November,
Hmm.
I mean, first place splits 100K. You know what I mean? And that's extreme. Just so y'all know, that's extremely low for Fortnite. Like that's
Yeah.
low. But this is their first time back out since the pandemic. So the fact that this is like them being like safe, like okay, they're just getting 100K a piece to start off. That's that's pretty crazy.
What's up, Jim? Welcome to
What's
the
up, Jim?
chat. Some series 2 and series 3 related talk. There
Yeah,
are two new styles to some underrated skins.
yeah,
So there's two underrated skins. There's one in series 2, which is Zadie.
yes.
Now,
One of my
I will
favorites.
say I have a 9.8 Optichrome for sale on eBay, guys. So I'm not trying to convince you guys to buy that card.
Look
I'm
at
just
the
saying I think she,
transparency.
yeah, I just think she's underrated.
Yeah, and
Um,
yeah, y'all know how I feel about Zadie. So
yeah, I want her shard.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I want.
yeah.
I want her USA shard, but it never pops up. I think there's one on there.
Hmm.
Um, and then the other one is Siren,
Yeah.
which is Series 3, and I'm not a big fan of the card because I'm not a big fan of red.
Hmm.
But Siren is a sweaty skin that gets played a lot,
Hmm.
and both of these are coming in a pack, and I'll show it up here. So these are gonna be
Bro.
the 2 new styles. Now I have to tell you, I might rock Siren in this color.
And I'm definitely now I wear Zadie, but I don't wear Zadie a lot. I'm
Mhm.
definitely wearing that Zadie. Like they bodied this set. They
Yeah,
really
no, I'm
did.
wearing Zadie too. I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna buy this set, and I'm gonna wear both of them.
Yeah, this is a great set. It's gonna go great with the Merry Mint X. Uh this is a beautiful set. This is one of the best sets in a while. Like if it gives me double agent feel. And once again, it's the skins, man. It's the ones that they chose.
So can we talk lore a little bit here?
Yeah.
Because I'm putting some stuff together. So right here, put right here is the
Hmm.
shadows symbol,
Hmm.
and so they work for. I guess they're like the agency ones. I think they work for IO. I
Right.
can't remember,
From
but
what
they,
I yeah.
as far as we know. But if you look at the name, it's called Agency Renegades,
Hmm.
and renegade means to like go against an organization.
Hmm.
So it's interesting that this pack is coming out now after the IO is gone,
Yeah.
and she has the so we have the Chrome stuff going on, right?
Hmm.
But she has the symbol for Shadow, which is Chaos Agent,
Yep.
and it's Agency Renegades.
Hmm.
So like they're going against it. So I don't know. I'm kind of interested in that, and I feel like this may be lore
Possibly can be.
intertwined.
Yeah.
Um, I don't want to jump to conclusions about Zadie, but she may get some like lore stuff.
Yeah. It is Zadie has always been a very interesting one to me. You know that like as for like sweat skins, that is like that's my personal favorite. But
Hmm.
this style right here, and then like you said, I thought the same thing. I see you went to the Renegade, I went to the agency, and I guess I as you put both of those together, yeah, this could possibly be something for sure. Like
Yeah,
for sure.
that's pretty exciting to me. So it's
Yeah.
interesting to see what happens there. Um, you like the male skin? Yeah,
Yeah.
he's actually pretty tight. I just don't care for male skins, but I'm biased.
Now that I actually like his OG style a lot as well too.
Hmm.
His OG style. I mean, obviously that's Zadie counterpart. Um, he's like that style, like especially like it reminds me of eight ball a lot. Like obviously eight ball is probably now that I look on it, one of my favorite male skins. I wouldn't say my favorite. Midas would probably be my favorite male skin. But yeah, he's definitely dope.
Another interesting thing that happened
Hmm.
is they gave her a personality. This is why
Yes,
also why I think that it's
good point. Hmm.
this is why I think it's lore related too, because why are they giving her a face?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's like they're giving her a backstory. Like they gave her a face now, so you'll be
Hmm.
able to take the mask off.
Hmm.
Um, and they did this with one of the bear skins,
Yeah.
and they did it with Elite Agent, who is Ramirez, right?
Hmm.
So I think whenever they take this mask off, I think that's something that we should be paying attention to,
Yeah.
and they do it strategically.
That's a good point. That's a good
Um,
point.
and with the name Agency Renegade, and with
Mhm.
the Chaos Agent logo on her shoulder, there's just a lot of things going on here that I think Zadie is a card to be looking for. In fact, I might take my Optichrome off eBay.
Like I got my Zadie right here. I actually gemmed a Zadie. Uh
And
I
that's
gemmed
Optichrome. I
this
mean,
my
that's
crack.
Shard.
Yeah, I this the cracked dice. I gemmed a Zadie. But I had to complete my Lux international set. So I did trade down to a 9. I have no problem doing that because you know I'm
What?
usually yeah, I did. But not that wasn't all it was in
But
there.
you could. So what Luxor did you trade it for?
I got so it wasn't just Lux. I
Was it?
got
But you said you went in to get like your Italy Lux or something.
so it was Italy and Brazil. Then it was the base PSA 10, and then it was Deadfire. Deadfire PSA 10. So somebody really wanted that Zadie, and I had to take that. I
Yeah,
did I did pretty well
I
with
had to
that.
take my Zadie off of eBay. So this is my Optichrome. I'm
Yeah,
looking
so
for a shard. Um, I want a USA shard as 80. It's pretty dope. I'm surprised you got one. I can't
Yeah.
believe you got rid of the 10. I wouldn't have gotten rid of the 10.
Yeah, no, I mean it's one of
I would have
those
kept that
ones.
close.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that I enjoy the card, and I just was like, okay, if I can get more value out this and still enjoy the card, then I'm gonna definitely take that opportunity. So I think it worked out, but I definitely get where you're coming from. For
So
okay,
real,
yeah, go to that one next.
real quick, yeah. So Jim was talking about like why do we always talk about female skins?
Mm-hmm.
It's just they're the most used. I don't know. Do people just like to look at a female from behind as they play? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
But it does have a slimmer body, and it makes you feel like you're not getting hit as much.
mm-hmm.
Um, for skins like Goku, he has really big hair, and that's like a
Yeah,
perfect example of like a big skin. And it's just it does mess with your field of vision actually.
mm-hmm.
So if you're just walking, you can't see somebody sometimes.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so they like especially like the superhero skins, they wear those skin tight uniforms, so
mm-hmm.
you can see everything, and it may be like marginally better performance based on being able to see, but I mean, I also feel like it's more of a just a feeling kind of thing. You just
Yeah.
feel slimmer and faster, you know?
Yeah, and
Um,
it's one of those is as the great Deion Sanders say,
ooh, wait a minute.
look good, feel good, play good, and that's
Yeah,
kind
look
of
good.
something
That's a good point.
that's kind of something it is when it comes to the skins. It's one of those things where it's like if you explain it, you'd be like, I don't know if that's a good enough reason, but it's just one of those things that I don't know. I guess it's just a community thing. Is definitely interesting though.
Bob said if you look at Siren's left hand, it's no longer theirs.
He corrected himself. He said it was field of view. But I definitely that definitely would have been dope.
And what was field of view?
He was saying the perspective of the hand made it look like it was a robot hand, but it was
Oh,
just
okay,
yeah,
okay, okay. I see the comment now. I was
yeah,
about to say, I was like, it doesn't look like, but I like that kind of like secret lore kind of stuff. Yes, Kari,
yeah.
that's an aura shrine. I had to. I had to. You guys asked for it, so you know
Yeah,
I had to
so
bring it.
like for instance, I don't know if y'all know the skin, Grind, which is the Jordan, the original Jordan collab skin. When I wear that skin, that's a bulky skin. I don't know if you that's a super bulky skin.
Hmm.
But I do play well in that, but I think it's because I really like the skin. I haven't worn that in literally over a year. But it's just like I said last week and Dylan agreed. Man, when you get killed a couple times or you don't play as good as you want to, you usually go back to to the skin that you usually main or your certain rotation. And it's just certain skins definitely feel better than others.
I'm going to try to.
That
I'm gonna put on it. I'm gonna to show the field of vision thing. I'm going to put
yeah.
on a skin here and see if I can do this anyway.
And then they can be the judge of it.
If I
That
can pull this over. So I mean, as you can see, it's not that big of a difference, but like you can see her head, so like might not be able to see that
Mhm.
candle there, but like that head takes up a lot of space. So if
Yeah.
you're building and you're looking down, it will kind of mess with your field of vision. Like I
Mhm.
said, it's very marginal.
You probably should aim, and even it's definitely when you aim down sight too, for sure. That's when it really come into play.
I'm gonna have to find a gun to do that. And I have not messed with this creative in a while. They've changed it. Y'all can see how bad I am with let's see, let's go tilted. Yeah, so I mean, I'm just waiting when we talk about taking the head off. If they take Cuddle Team Leader's head off, that's when I'll be paying attention. I know I just
Mhm.
got one, so maybe
Yeah,
I'm just a little
yeah.
biased,
That's
but I
oh
know
yeah. That
there's got to be a
happens.
reason.
Like
There's got to be a story behind it.
yeah. No, it is definitely real when you get a new card. You usually throw that skin on, or if you sell a card, you might not wear it for a while. I haven't worn Dark Bomber since I sold my Dark Bomber, so and that's one of my favorite skins. So it's a gift and a curse when it comes to that. I tell you that much.
This thing's gonna take too long to
Trading my
load, so
Dark
I'm just
Bomber, I should
gonna.
say. Yeah. but yeah, it's one of those. It's an interesting dynamic, and it switched early on. I would say it officially switched from like that female skin main thing. I would say it solidified
Soccer skins.
definitely by season 5 of chapter. Yeah, by season
That
5 of chapter 1, I think that's when it solidified.
those I think those like freaking female soccer skins might have those ones.
It
That's when
did
it
it.
started getting
Yeah, it
crazy.
did
It
it
started
for
getting crazy
sure.
then.
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate it.
Because like
Thank you, bro. I just need a little practice with it. I just haven't given it much time. But if I need help, I'll let you know for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
The
You'll
other,
master it.
yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there, just like I did with the scuff. Here's another thing that is coming
Mhm.
out is a was it X-23, the female Wolverine.
X23. Yeah.
I'm kind of excited. I
I
don't know
like the
that much about
sharks.
it, but I'm excited about this skin.
Mhm.
Xander said finally
And that
received and read my Zero War issue. Yeah, I think it was pretty
yeah.
good. I wish we got more of the fight,
Mhm.
don't you? A little bit, like more of
Agreed.
the Zeno,
Agreed.
but
Mhm.
it's a comic book, so like everything's pretty
Yeah.
quick. I feel like, um, and I haven't read that many comic
Mhm.
books, you know. So if they come into a
Yeah.
movie, maybe it'll be more drawn out. I don't know. I don't know if
Mhm.
anybody here has seen comic to movie. Like maybe we actually like read a comic that's already been out for like Avengers.
Um See, I guess that I'm on the same I agree 100%. I guess it's like a the way I see it is maybe like it's like laying the foundation, kind of building multiple stories, and then seeing how those fan bases, how the fan bases of each series of issues, I mean of comic book titles happens. And
Hmm.
once you kind of have like that, like what I was trying to get at is like, okay, like the way they responded to Zero Point compared to Zero War. Like there's
Hmm.
clearly a bigger fan base for Zero Point than Zero War. And maybe they'll play on that in the direction they go for, the films and stuff. I definitely think they're trying to figure out exactly what direction they'll go in first, because I do feel like something's about to happen. I feel that in general with Fortnite. I do feel this is a stale moment, and not in a bad way. I feel like this is a transition time.
Hmm.
Creative 2.0, going back and going back in the in-person events. Comic book just ended. I think it's gonna get interesting. So I
I
don't know how that's gonna
I
play
feel
out.
like Zero Point wasn't a Fortnite story almost. Like Zero Point to me felt like a Batman
Hmm.
story, and like collabing with Fortnite.
For
Zero War
sure.
felt
Agreed.
like a Fortnite
Hmm.
story. Like Fortnite was the mission.
Hmm.
Fortnite was the purpose. Everyone else was just
Hmm.
kind of like tapped onto it.
Hmm.
Um, so I think I like Zero War
Yeah.
more than Zero Point. Personally.
For sure. And I definitely do. And I hate, like we brought it up, like not having Geno as a
Hmm.
solo cover is crazy to me. Like that is
Yeah,
like, and I guess it has to do something with the contract. I don't know what it is, but it was just
I
interesting to me
feel
that that
like
didn't happen.
I feel like well, you know what? I don't know about comic books, right? I don't know too much about it. So, has there ever
Mhm.
been a first appearance of the character? Like, are they usually on the cover, or do they cameo a little bit, and that's their first appearance? You know what I mean? Because like it's kind of like a
That's a good
reveal.
question. I
You know what I
guess
mean?
I
So maybe this is
mhm.
normal, right?
That's a good, yeah.
So it also gives you more things to collect because
Mhm.
now you can get his first appearance as Zero War number 5, right? But then you get his first cover appearance and whatever's gonna be next. Because I don't think he's gone based on like what happened at the
You're
end.
right.
The look on his face, he's coming back.
Yeah.
Um, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah. So I think I'm fine with it. I guess at first I wasn't. I would have liked for
Mhm.
him to come out in like issue number 4 and then have a special release cover for number 5.
And then have a 5. Yeah.
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean,
No,
I
and
think he's coming back.
I think you're actually right. Yeah. I think you're right, because if I think back, that's definitely more than likely. And I guess you get the sisters on there because, like you said, they were part of the whole story of all of the issues. So that's a little different.
See, this is interesting.
A
This guy
month
we
or
got to
two
talk to,
before.
aka
But
Bog,
yeah,
said Gwenpool first
there
appeared
you
on
go.
a variant
AKA
cover
Bog.
at
Yeah.
least a month before her first appearance. See, that's pretty cool.
Mm,
Is that normal though? And if
right.
it was, maybe they, I don't know, I don't know too much about it, but is that normal? Um, and I don't know if it affects it that much.
And then also after that, JT put, yeah, I agree. They definitely should have
Can they
made that
still
at
do
least the
that?
second printing. Um,
Are we out of that
they could.
window of them doing
It
a
hasn't.
second
They
printing?
could
I did notice that
because.
a lot of the second printings were the first page. Have you noticed that? The second printing
Mhm.
covers, they use like one of
Yeah,
the
I did notice that. Hmm.
like this page here. It was from,
Hmm.
I think it was from this, was it from this issue or a different
Yo,
issue?
Dylan,
Yeah, it's like from this
back,
issue. So,
back out, and come back in. I don't know if you're freezing on their end, but you're freezing on mine.
all
It's
right.
like back out and come back in. That on top, I think so. It was right here, Jim. I'm gonna come back up to yours. Uh, yeah, no, this is definitely. I get what you're getting at with this too. It's hard to explain, bro. Like, cause I do have male skins that I do enjoy wearing. Um, it's just a feeling thing. I do get what you mean by that ruin aura. Like ruin is like a dope, uh, very serious skin like for combat, and then you have aura. So I get what you mean by that. It's hard to explain though for
No,
sure.
I don't think Aura's like badass. You know what I mean? Like Renegade Raider's badass. Um,
Right,
I like Aura, and
right,
I get that. I
right.
get what you mean by like Ruin is badass. Black Knight is kind of badass, but like in game,
Hmm.
I don't know why. I can't really
Yeah.
explain it too much. Um,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Female skins just hit differently. I don't know. I don't know. You wouldn't think
Yeah.
so. It's different
That's
in comics. Like the
yeah,
Foundation is badass in the comics. Actually, people like the Foundation in game too, but
yeah,
for me, I just like the smaller female skins. Um,
yeah.
Xander says what he respects about Zero Point more than Zero War is that they give attention to both the Fortnite and DC world. I mean, I respect that, but like I want more Fortnite. Like that's what I'm interested in. What I liked about Zero
Hmm.
Point was
Hmm.
how they broke down the actual circle, the storm, and the repeating of the fighting.
Hmm.
I thought that was done
Hmm.
really, really well, and
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
interactions of some of the characters, like wanting to fight after they escaped the loot because they had all these memories. I mean, I really like Zero Point.
Yeah,
I just like Zero War more because it's Fortnite centric. My favorite's Foundation, though, to be honest.
yeah,
I just that's
yeah,
my favorite, and I think that's going to be my favorite until we learn more about it. Until an
yeah.
Aura comic comes out.
There you go.
Um, that's a good
Oh,
question. Did
you
you see King Golden's? You talking about the one where they talking about? Is that the one with Peely? Is that what we're talking about?
with the 130 point one? I think
Yeah,
so.
was that King? That's King, right? I believe. Is that the one you're talking about the
Yeah,
when
that
he's
was
holding
Ken.
the Peely and he was like, "This is the most important
Yeah,
Fortnite trading card or whatever."
modern card.
I thought it was a
Yeah,
little over the top because that's not
I
really
thought.
the most important card in my opinion.
Yeah, nah, nah. I agree with that as well. It was a
Um,
troll. I don't think it was Ken. That was because that was like Ken's. I think that was that the video Ken did for the triple logo man, like the way because I think when he first held it, it was sideways. It was the edit for the triple
mm,
logo man, right?
oh, that makes
Dill,
sense.
wasn't
That
that for
makes
the
sense.
triple logo man?
Yeah, Dill said it's
Yeah,
an
because he
edit.
held it sideways first, and that's yeah,
That makes sense. It was a troll. Okay, so someone in the Facebook group, I didn't pay too much
yeah.
attention to it, but that makes that makes a lot more
It was a
sense.
yeah, no, that was it was definitely the triple logo man video. I'm almost positive because when he said the most important modern card, I think it was the triple logo man edit. Because like when he first held it sideways, I was like, yeah, Ben made that. Yeah, he was. I think he's been doing work for 130 point. But yeah, it was definitely funny.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That makes a lot more sense now. I didn't pay attention to the comments or anything. Did they say it was a joke in the comments? Because I completely missed that. I like Jonesy too. I think
I
Jonesy is gonna be a badass character. I think he's gonna be funny. He's perfect for the
mm,
movies.
mhm.
He's really gonna shine. We don't talk about his reloaded card enough, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with that. We definitely don't. Uh,
Do you think we're starting to see a lot of people talking about Fortnite cards? It just might be.
I feel it picking up.
Do you?
I
I'm.
feel it picking up in a and not even in a drastic way. I do feel that the attention is changing in the way it's talked about, and that's what it is. So I don't think it's so much more of like people saying like yeah, I heard of the cards before. It's more so people are starting to like explain why it could be relevant. I did notice that in a lot of comment sections. That's a different tune that has been in the past. Let's say that
Mhm.
like 6 months ago, everybody would be like, really Fortnite cards, or they'll say they don't see it, or this is the next pump and dump. And then, people are still saying that, but I did see a lot of comments where people can properly explain it. And I guess it takes certain people to say things for it to make sense.
Well, I mean, it might be picking up, but it's nowhere where it's gonna be because, like, so I was looking. I'm always doing research. I was looking at trying to see what they're talking about movies. I don't know. It was the Forbes article. It was someone who's talking about The Rock and how he's going to be playing a video game movie.
Hmm.
And the writer was going on and is like, I know everyone's hoping it's not Fortnite because that would be horrible, right?
Hmm.
And like he said, I mean, do they even have enough content to come up with a 2 hour long movie? I mean, it's
Yeah.
just going to be people fighting for 20 minutes over and over again.
Hmm.
Pass. And so like that's what people are writing about. They still don't understand. Like the main media does not get it. They haven't read the comics. They don't understand the story.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like once that hits, I mean, that's when the floodgates are actually going to open when people actually understand that this isn't
Yeah.
like just a shooter
I'm
game.
I'm actually amazed at how confident people talk when they don't know what they're talking about. It
Hmm.
amazes me. Like
Hmm.
it's really is it is actually, somebody may notice, it's like the Donning-Kruger effect. It's something like that. Is this psychology thing where like somebody will read an article and then they'll act like they know everything
Yeah,
about it. I can't remember what the name of it is, but that is
I know
the
exactly
thing
what you're
that
talking
happens.
about.
It happens with Fortnite all the time. They'll be like, yeah, I know what you're saying. But
Only kids play that.
when I used to play in chapter one, season 3, it wasn't really like that. I'm like, yeah, but this is like
It's
literally, if you go
5
by
years
season
later.
wise, this is what, season 25, 24. What is it, 23, something like that.
Yeah, I don't even
If you
know.
go by that, like it's been a while, bro. A lot has changed. I mean, back in season 3, the storyline didn't even kick off to the end of that season, so that alone is just
That's just like when
something
they were
to
starting
note
to get
there.
started.
Yeah.
Um, Jim's asking a lot of questions about like return on investment and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
So I like this direction. I do want to talk about some of this. Earlier, Jim was talking about the comics, and
Hmm.
he's surprised the comics aren't doing as well.
Hmm.
Doing well in what sense? Do you mean like third party, like third, like selling on eBay, like going up in prices? Because the comics aren't going to go doing. They're doing really well.
Hmm.
Like when I say they're doing really well, I mean comic book stores are ordering them, like they're selling out.
Hmm.
They're ordering more. Not all comics do that. So if you
Right.
go and you look up the sales, like Zero Point was in the top 10 sales when it was out. It's
Hmm.
like one of the best selling comics of the year. And
Yeah.
Zero War, I think, is selling out more.
Hmm.
So if you're talking about the actual like it raising in prices for collectors, we're early. The comic just came out, right? So
Hmm.
like Miles Morales comic went up in price. I was asking AKA Bog about this, like what did it hit? Which comic hit those big prices, like in the thousands, like
Hmm.
$1,000, $2,000 for 9.8. But I mean that came out. The movie came out like 10, 20, like 10 years ago. I mean the comic. I mean the comic came out
Oh
10
yeah,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah. Hmm.
So it takes time for comics and collectibles to actually gain the value. It's not
Hmm.
like the comic's just going to shoot up
Yeah.
right away.
And
Sometimes they do,
mhm,
but like we said, no one's paying attention to Fortnite.
mhm,
Be happy that people are reading them.
yeah,
That's gonna make them worth more in the future.
mhm,
Kids are actually going. Like I went to the comic book store on Tuesday, and I went to the back, and there was only 3 issues of number 5 left.
mhm,
I bought them all. As I'm walking out, a father walks in and he goes to the front desk and he says, "I'm looking for Zero War number 5." And the guy says, "Oh, they're in the back on the back wall." I
mhm,
took the last one, so I said, "Oh, my bad, man. I took them all." So I gave him one. I
Mhm.
gave him one of the comics. I said, "Just take this one. I took all the rest."
Yeah.
Um, and he said, "Oh, thank you." But he said, "I'm here trying to get one for my son." And
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. Like the other comics, no one's parents are going to a comic book store and buying comics for their kids.
Mhm.
Like, specifically, "I'm here to get this one for my kid." No
Yeah.
one's doing that. So these comics are being read, they're being ripped open, getting the codes. That's what's gonna make them go up in value in the future. But then
Yeah.
again, it's a time thing. So, like, it's not artificial, it's not from, like, collectors. Like, the price isn't gonna go up from collectors, it's gonna go out from being scarce,
Mhm.
and that's gonna take time to get to there, in my opinion. That's just my
Yeah,
opinion.
and I guess another thing as well is like one thing I'll say is we've all said this and I know we've all thought about this. Fortnite is interesting where the peaks and valleys of the game and the way people view it, it just happens consistently. And what I mean by that is like so when Dragon Ball Super came to the game, right? That was a major peak. It was another
Mhm,
peak. And then it balances out to the actual gamers once again. But what happens like with the comics and the same thing as the cards, it's the stigma, bro. The stigma is across the whole Fortnite IP. People don't understand that somebody that looks like you and I that it legit
mhm.
plays the game. It's still a thing. They still say kids. Even we say kids sometimes when we play in the game. But like the
I
word kids
definitely
is
do, yeah.
yeah, like it's still a thing. Like, but when that changes, when people understand what the IP really is in totality, I think it's gonna change across the board for all the collectibles as well.
And then to not get too far off, he was also asking about like the 7 and
Mhm,
like, do you think that would be a good investment in ice? And as always, it's not investment advice. We're just saying what we think could happen.
mhm,
Um, but in my opinion, I think that lore skins have really high potential.
mhm.
And skins that continuously are played with and connect to people.
Mhm.
So like if a skin is played with and played with and played with for years, that nostalgia is being built in. Like if
Yep.
they played with a skin for like 2 years, it's built in.
It's built in.
Like they don't need a movie to know that they love that.
Mhm.
They love that skin. Now the lore ones. I mean, once movies come out, you can fall in love with it without
Mhm.
ever playing the game.
Mhm.
So they're super important. But with that said, there's always going to be a hierarchy.
Mhm.
So, like, let's take the Avengers for example, right? Everyone loves
Mhm.
Iron Man and stuff like that, but like, so now all the Avengers are like equal, you know?
Mhm.
Or same thing with like Superman and what do you call it, the Justice League.
Mhm.
Not all of them are on the same level.
Mhm.
So maybe not all the 7 are gonna be worth the same, but, like, as a collector, maybe if you had all of the ice, that
There you go.
set could be crazy,
Mhm.
but, like, if you're talking about individually,
Mhm.
I mean, maybe the ones that people don't care that like, maybe the visitor doesn't get used that much or get that much screen time, he
Mhm.
may not be a solid investment, whereas, like, Paradigm and the Foundation, who are getting major story points in the comics and in the
Yeah.
game, I mean, those could be, like, big ones, you know?
Mhm.
So it's kind of a hard thing to like predict,
Yeah.
but I think going lore wise is pretty it's a pretty interesting play that I'm all for.
Yeah. It's we talk about it all the time. It's one of those things to me that I feel is evergreen because we're so early that if you did collect the lore from the beginning, it's gonna be a lot easier for you as this story unfolds.
Mhm.
Like, when series 4 comes out, if it comes out, whatever the case may be, uh, if the Cube Queen is in there, that's gonna change. It's things like that. Cube Queen, whether it's Foundation, all of these things. So I will say if you're interested in the lore now, it could be something great to collect and kind of follow throughout because you think of skins like the Ice King. The Ice King is solidified story wise. Doesn't mean he's going to get more lore, but he
Mhm.
has lore, and that
Yeah.
that just kind of makes it interesting.
Um so when you say people love or are you talking about like in game or are you talking about the cards? Cuz if I had to be completely honest, um no the initial investors were so everyone missed Aura except for like Rob. I mean, that's
Hmm.
how Rob and I met because I was the
Right.
only one.
Hmm.
Maybe Phil, was talking about this too, but I was, like, on the Facebook group saying, "Aura, guys," or,
Hmm.
like, "Guys, it's Aura, like, pay attention." So, like, the card market didn't love Aura because she was uncommon,
Hmm.
so she ran under the radar. Like, all the uncommon cards always run under the radar. Um, they just kinda skipped over it. Now, in game, that doesn't matter. The uncommon, legendary, epic doesn't matter.
Hmm.
So she's loved in the game and hated. They just love Aura just it just got popular.
Yeah.
Now, the 7, lore-wise, people love the lore in the game. People
Mhm.
actually love the Fortnite lore.
Mhm.
It's crazy how much people think there's no story to Fortnite, but
It
people
is.
love the lore.
Yeah.
The Foundation has a huge following.
Mhm.
I would say that, like, I think more people like the Foundation than Aura. They don't use
Yes.
her more,
Right.
but
Correct.
they might like her more, like
Mhm.
him more.
Mhm.
Um, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
You
and
agree with that, right?
for sure, 100%. And I love how he said that though, love or lore, because
Mhm,
that's very true. Like when it comes to like, because Aura would be considered, obviously we always call her a sweat skin, but she would be considered what is a lot of people's main skin. So like
mhm,
Dylan just said, a little bit ago, when it comes to the nostalgia is cemented in there, the way you would collect a love skin and the way you would collect a lore skin is just very different. You can kind of project what Aura is doing, what
mhm.
Aura has done. It's a waiting game with the lore of a skin of a character. Like, Foundation is kind of cemented because we've seen the power that he has. We got the comic, we got the initial
And
is
Foundation has been out for a while too, so,
right.
like, I think something being popular
Hmm.
for a set amount of time, right,
Yep.
will make that nostalgia stick.
Hmm.
Aura has been popular for, like, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, it's
Her
getting
nostalgia
yeah,
whoever was using Aura, like, that's stuck, that's
that's
nostalgic for
stuck.
them.
Yep.
Midas is like that too.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, kind of the Black Knight.
Hmm.
He just doesn't get used as much
Yeah.
because he was so rare.
Hmm.
But like the Foundation, he's like him and the 7 have been in this story for about like you say like 2 years mainly.
Yeah.
Like they've been heavy on the lore for like the Foundation in them for a while
Hmm.
now. Now you have the comics, so like he's kind of set. But like
Hmm.
some of the other ones who need a story, who need lore to like build upon, we have to
Yeah.
wait for that. And will that fade?
Hmm.
Wouldn't that be as big of an investment? Maybe.
Yeah, because
Um,
man, it's interesting. You said some good points because like I think the best way to look at it always, in my opinion, is
mhm,
s- sports compared to Marvel card. Like when it comes to the cards, it's the sweat skins is sports cards, the lore skins is Marvel cards. The way you look at those things, and it's obviously differences in those, but when the way you look at it, the way you look at the way people collect a superhero, and then the way you
mhm,
see people collect a Luca or a LeBron James or a Jordan, that's the way you have to separate them, understanding that a sweat skin can have a great fall or it can have a major surge, and you just don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know when they're going to perform
mhm.
to that level.
Car, you talking about Mecha Team Leader, the robot?
Yeah.
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 So I would have never like
Yeah.
if you had asked me like
No, same.
a year,
Same.
2 years ago. So I was like, when the first comic came out and had the Mecha Team Leader on the cover,
Mhm.
I was like, wow, they really dropped the ball now. Why'd they use that for the cover? I guess
Yeah.
I'll collect it, right?
Mhm.
And I have it. And I was like, I have it 9.8. And I was like, I guess I'll collect it, but why?
Yeah.
But then find out 2 years later, they put out a whole comic, and the Mecha Team Leader is like one of the most important pieces of the whole
Mhm.
war.
Mhm.
So it's like, it's things like that that like kind
You
of throws you through a loop. Like you couldn't, no one could have predicted
couldn't
that.
predict that. No.
Like,
No.
anyone who played the game could not have predicted that
Mm-mm.
they were going that direction.
Mhm.
Um, I still think it's crazy that Doctor Doom and Mecha Team Leader were on the very first cover of the Fortnite comic,
Yeah.
the Nexus War.
Yeah. And
They
then
were on
you
the
see what happens. And
and then
yeah.
now we're already in Zero War, and both of those characters
Mhm.
make major points. So if you didn't read it, like Doctor Doom, because of the Fortnite Island, got all these world-ending weapons,
Mhm.
and then he just left.
Dipped.
He didn't get
Gone.
defeated or nothing, he just dipped with all these
Yeah.
weapons that we've never heard of before,
Yeah.
that he got from the Fortnite Island.
Mhm.
So and then we have the mech team leader who helped them defeat the IO. So
Mhm.
it's kinda crazy where this story is going. So, I mean, I think lore is very important, it's just really hard to predict.
For sure. And like Dylan just said, nobody could predicted it. And if y'all know anything about my favorite skins, and characters, Singularities was literally one of my favorites, and she was
Mhm,
connected to the Mecha Team Leader. I had watched that whole thing, followed it, and I
mhm.
still couldn't predict it. So it's certain ones that it's nothing you can do with when it comes to, you just gotta follow the story, and then it kind of plays out, and then you might find yourself scrambling, to get
Yeah,
that
so
card back
especially as
or
a
get the
collector,
card.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like, I didn't
Um,
realize Zadie might be lore related, you know?
Me either.
Like, I've been way more interested, I was like, because she's pretty badass looking. I mean,
Zadie is not only one of the best looking cards, she's one of the best looking skins just mask wise. Like when it comes to mask, like
mask.
her
Yeah,
mask is just
it reminds
top
me of a
tier.
video game I used to play. I
Yeah.
forget, like a shooter game. I forget what it's called. Oh, what was that game called?
Then
I can't remember it.
we want to touch on so I did say if season 4 comes out because we legit do not know.
We haven't heard anything. We've talked about
Yeah.
this before, Jim,
Yeah.
but we'll say it again. We haven't heard anything about Panini, but they did this last time. Like
Yeah.
Series 3 didn't get announced until a year. Like so, the cards say 2021 on them,
Mhm.
but they came out in 2022,
Yeah.
like early 2022. So the 2022 Fortnite cards could come out in 2023 if they print them.
Mhm.
I'm saying F because if they had the chance, they would.
Yeah.
Like Fortnite cards blew them away this year. They made videos talking about how
Mhm.
impressed because they sold out in seconds.
Yeah.
So they were very happy with how Fortnite performed. But it's all about whether Epic Games gives them those rights.
Mhm.
I've heard rumors that they've had trouble getting skin codes into the cards.
Mhm.
Um, I also heard rumors that they had a 3-year contract.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, the Magic the Gathering were able to print Fortnite on cards, and that was
Mhm.
after Series 3. Does that mean that the contract ended? Like,
Right.
what happened there?
Mhm.
So just a lot of things up in the air. Is Panini gonna get bought out by Fanatics?
Yeah. That's
I
what.
mean, there's a lot of things that could happen.
Yeah.
So Fortnite Series 4 is not guaranteed,
Right.
but I'm not too worried about it because
Probable, just not
it's
guaranteed.
probable. Someone will
Yeah.
probably pick it up.
Yeah.
It's selling out, so
Yeah. As for JT, no, even in her original style, she it's a wig. Even in her original style, she had two different hair colors. Her I forgot the name of the winter style, but she has a white style. In the original one, that her hair was white, and then she had a black hair. It's Fortnite.
yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe she
Yeah.
dyes her hair for the mission because it's like a
Yeah.
snow outfit. Maybe she
Yeah.
dyes her hair. We don't really know,
Camouflage.
but yeah,
Yeah.
she it does look like either a wig or maybe
Yeah.
it has to do with like because she wears camouflage,
Hmm.
so it could just be that she was dyeing it to do the snow. But that's thinking really, really, really deep into it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Kari, I will be honest. I agree with Dylan where Dylan said before that it doesn't matter really who has the Fortnite IP when it comes to cards. It should do pretty well or will be interested in it. I will always be interested in it. I am worried about how it's handled. And I'm not talking about overpopulate overprinting. I'm not talking about any of that. I just don't I guess the mysteriousness of
we
it.
want
Yeah.
a collecting we want
Yes.
a collectible. We don't want a
Yeah.
battle trading. We don't want a battle game. We don't want
Right.
a card game.
Hmm.
Right? That's what you're getting at. You want like a sports card type thing.
Hmm.
I'm with you 100% on that.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like that they'll just follow the model that Panini's doing.
Right.
Whoever buys it or does it.
Mhm.
Um, I can't see them changing it too much. But I mean, they still have like there's anime cards out there. There's so many
Mhm.
cards out there that they'd be crazy not to go after something that's doing well.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
it just unless Epic Games is like charging a huge
Yeah,
royalty on it. I
but
don't know.
it's one of those things. Okay, I'll say this. This is gonna be. I'll get into this after Nick's comment because it's gonna be a little left field, but it's gonna be on track. Because I agree with Nick is saying here. He pretty
That
much is, yeah.
like a fourth one would like make it
So
explode.
yep,
I
Be-
think skin codes is all we need.
for sure.
That's all we need.
That's all we need.
And if you look at the comics, like the
Hmm.
skin codes, like I asked my comic people, said, "Why did you sell out of number 5 so fast?" They said, "Apparently there's a better skin in it."
Hmm.
That's like what and like he didn't even know. He just talked to someone, and they said that. And so if they put that in the cards, it's game
Yeah,
over. So many kids are gonna be buying that for that reason.
yeah. That also
Ooh.
I didn't. I seen JT comment. That's interesting because I want to send mine in too. Yeah,
PSA.
yeah,
Hmm.
Nick, and it's funny because of that. You said that because I said. Matter of fact, we both did. We said this about Series 3. We like when Series 3 comes out,
Hmm.
it's gonna be amazing, and it did that. So Series 4, it would be a major surge, especially if they handle the checklist the way they did this time.
Hmm.
It's gonna be out the park again.
The checklist was amazing this
Yeah,
time.
amazing. Like hands down, like I think it's the most collectible just based off of the skins and characters in the set. Not so
Yeah.
much. Obviously, Series 1 is the most collectible set when it comes to rarity and scarcity. But when it comes to Series 3, I think just the fun aspect of it, it was the perfect set.
Yeah, I agree. It also felt, I have to say, Series 3 was harder pulls.
For sure.
I mean, there was a lot more skins in there that I
Mhm,
wanted, but it was harder pulls. It
mhm.
was just like so many that I didn't want and so many that I did want
Yeah.
that it was kind of fun to rip and see what you got. Um, I kind of want to rip some more. I just gave up and started like buying the cards,
Mm.
but eventually it's just gonna be more fun to rip.
Yeah.
Um, this is kind of cool. PSA had a $15 special.
Yeah.
Um, SGC also lowered their prices
Mhm.
and 5-day turnaround for $22.
Yeah, I did see that. I did. That's solid.
5-day turnaround for
Yeah.
$22 a card.
Yeah.
Um,
The
that
CEO,
was
the
that.
CEO sat down for that one. He was like, I watched his announcement with it. He was like, I got to
Mhm.
sit down for this one. That's big news. That's big news.
That's it's pretty crazy, and I saw
Yeah.
people like submitting. So, um, I kind of want my Magic in SGC just because I think it'll look cooler.
Hmm.
Just the dark colors with the black.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not as worried about like resale value, at least
Yeah.
for my first set.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, but $15 is pretty good.
Yeah.
That'd only be like what is like 150 then.
Hmm.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Um, so I have to decide. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have over 100 cards to send in to be graded.
Yeah.
I started divvying them up into packs. Like I don't know how
Yeah.
you guys grade. Do you guys send in one whole thing? Because I started dividing mine up into. I made 10 packs, and
Yeah.
I
Like
kind of
that.
want to.
And this is not even any. I don't even want to do it again. I hate filling the form out, but I actually love it at the same time. It's weird. Uh Daniel and Collectible, what's up, y'all? Collectible investor in the house.
Because I want to grade a lot of the same skin.
Yeah.
Like what I want to grade. I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
grade. I want to grade a bunch of focuses,
Hmm.
like my card for this series. I think.
Yeah.
I want to grade some elite agents.
Hmm.
I want to grab Kuno,
Yeah.
right? So like I don't want to send all 15.
Right.
So I'm gonna do like 10 at a time and kind of like spread them out because I
Spread it
don't want
out.
them to be like, all
All
right, this one had
held
this
up.
one,
Yeah.
this one
Yeah.
had this one, that one's gonna be a 9. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do it like that, and I think it'll be cheaper. I mean, not cheaper. It would just be more convenient just to send them out like every 2 weeks. Send out 10. Every
Hmm.
2 weeks, send out 10. That way, you're not getting hit with like a $2,000 bill.
Yeah. Wait. Question.
He said, "Brett's here. Hide your good comps."
Oro is definitely minus. And what about Redux? I don't know about Redux. I did. It's a lot of similarities there. I will say that, but I don't know for sure. It's a.
So the Redux one is interesting.
It is. I won't lie. It is. It is.
Um,
I cannot confidently say it's not. Put it that way.
I don't think it is, but like I also don't want to be wrong.
Yeah.
um, I'm gonna no, it's definitely not him.
Yeah.
Actually, I take it back. It's definitely not him because that's not a scar on Redux.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share my screen here.
Yo,
Now the the
Matt and
aura one's
Collectible is
different.
hilarious, bro. But yeah.
So
No,
if
that's
you
not
look at
Midas.
this,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
no,
this
that's
is
not.
Redux, but you see these lines here; those aren't scars.
Yeah, that's all the way through his face.
Yeah, and there's like an X, and then if you look at like Midas, that's an actual scar. Now, if you look at aura, I should have done it on a different one. Let's see here. The fact that he's gold and has a crown,
Yeah,
I
Oro's
mean,
a
that's
major.
and he has the scar, um, that makes it a little bit more believable that that's Midas.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say definitely, but like a high 80,
It's a
90%
it's a
chance.
high percentage. It's
It's a
definitely a
very
high
high
percentage.
percentage. Redux, I think that's a stretch, and that's like my friend's favorite skin, or was at one
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, and on top of that Midas thing, I think like bro, like I think Oro, I mean not Oro, what is his name? Why Ghost Midas counterpart. I mean, the villain of Midas. Let's just say that.
Chaos Agent.
Thank you. I don't know why that wasn't coming to my head. Chaos Agent is Midas and Chaos Agent is like one A and one B, and I think
Mm-hmm.
is like Chaos Agent has a lot of story to be told, bro. Like
I was like, I
is
still don't know if Chaos Agent is like a nemesis or if he works for Midas
right,
or if he
right,
like maybe Midas like he was working for Midas and then he like renegated against him and
yeah,
it's like now it's like a nemesis
yeah,
because like he was his younger self was like working for Midas for sure
mm-hmm,
because we
mm-hmm,
saw that in the crew pack.
yeah,
Um, but then like they were fighting at one point. I don't know. It's very confusing. We need more clarity
we do,
on Chaos Agent. Um, Chaos Agents are being slept on just because he's in the promo set
yeah,
and that they're available. Whenever something becomes available, people start sleeping on it.
yeah,
Have you
yeah,
noticed that? And then
yes,
once it leaves the market, then everyone starts talking about it.
yeah,
Chaos Agent is on the market. There's some good prices. I think he is undervalued.
mm-hmm. I agree. Uh, yeah, JT did post that, Matt. About the Oro having no PSA 10s. That's a big card. I really do. I don't know to what extent. Like maybe Oro is like Ice King level. If you not Ice King level as in like power, but like you know what I mean. Like
Like
he
he
may
might or might get like a small snippet of a
right,
story.
right,
I could
yeah,
see that, like a
yeah.
pass kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then we still have to talk about like, he's not gonna be as big as Midas
Right.
unless he like gets
Unless
like
he
some huge
unless he
Geno
is
type
Midas.
arc.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and even if he is Midas, he's like some smaller form of Midas. He's not the Midas, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying he's not gonna be a bad card, but like he's not gonna be. I don't think Aura will ever be a Grail.
Yeah, yeah,
But with a 10 being super rare, that's not saying that he won't be worth a lot of money at some point in a 10.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of hard to predict.
Because it's gonna be very interesting if he does find his way deep into the lore, and then
Hmm.
there's literally no PSA 10s, or by that time it's like two PSA 10s or something along that lines. That's gonna be very interesting if people end up being major fans of him. That
I need to catch up with some of these comments
yeah, no,
here because I'm lost on what some of you guys talking about. Um, Collectible, you sold a Focus for
I
250.
actually seen
Man,
that.
I was watching that. I was one of the
Yeah,
watchers on
I
that.
was watching that
I
too.
can't buy that. I wanted to, like, because all I have right now, where is she at? Is I have this right now,
Hmm.
but I also have a PSA order
With the
that's,
yeah,
and I have two Focuses in there already. So I'm
mhm,
waiting to see what happens there. And then I've got, like, these are all my, these
yeah,
need to be graded. You know, you can
yeah,
see Focus right there
yep,
on
on
the
the back,
back.
yep,
So there's another Focus. So I can't buy any of those, but that was a good sale. Um, I think Focus is going to do great long term.
yeah. I agree.
I think because I really think that skins that are used heavily
Hmm.
can compete with some of these big names like Midas.
For sure.
Like I could see Focus overtaking Midas.
It's a caveat for sure. It is.
Hmm.
It is. It's one of those things where it's hard to understand, but the amount of times and amount people connected to those skins, like
Hmm.
legit connected, like that's their main skin. It's a lot of people that feel that way.
Yep.
And it's been for a very long time. So I can definitely see something like that happening consistently.
Now an Elite Agent Ice 10.
Hmm.
Someone has hit one
Hmm.
collectible. I don't know who.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are, but I looked in the pop. I believe there is one.
It's one, right? Yeah. At
I'm about
least
to
the
look
last time we
now.
looked.
Um, that's gonna be major. People sleep on that one too. It's hard for me to talk about. You guys know what cards I have. I have 9 of those. I think 8
Hmm.
of Elite Agent, but I'm heavy on Elite Agent. I think that's a great card. A 10 is gonna be crazy because of that line.
Yeah.
That line that they have in all of them. So 8 have been graded. 7 of them have hit 9s, and 1 has hit a 10.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
What did you sell your 9 for that they haven't paid for? I'm curious on that one. I mean, I think 9's are great. I don't know why our community hates freaking 9s for some reason. I like 9s. I don't
Yeah,
mind.
you know how I feel.
Like
Um,
this is a 9.
yeah,
One of my favorite people sold this to me. This is a 9. Let's go to my PC. I love 9s.
yeah.
a 280 for a 9 for Elite Agent. I think that's fair. I think
That's
that's a
pretty good.
strong sale.
Yeah, that is a strong sale.
Um,
Oh, my bad. Go
no,
ahead.
you're
Yeah.
good. I just was trying to read that.
Um.
Am I
Yeah.
hoarding any others? Fortnite S1 says. Not that I haven't disclosed. Focus. We've talked about Spark Plug. I have a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Elite Agent. Um, I think the crew skins are kind of slept on.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize because they're not used that much. People don't realize how much people like those.
Mm-hmm.
So I like Galaxia, but that could just be a PC thing for me. I'm not really sure on that one.
Yeah.
Like Focus, I'm sure. Like I'm as sure on Focus as I was on Aura.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Same. Yeah.
Focus is a good card.
Yeah. And
Kuno, I keep saying I have like 16 Kunos now
mm-hmm.
in Shard. Um, so it's kind of take that for what you want. Like I'm not
Yeah.
trying to pump it up, but there's one on eBay right now. I'm gonna regret saying this. There's one out there for like $38 right now,
Yeah.
which I mean I think is a great price.
Also on top of that, like I know you don't collect it, but just base putting them in that same category, like we said, Siren is in that as well.
Siren, CC is not
Yeah,
PC for me. The problem is like
yeah,
Focus is PC for me.
yeah,
Siren is up there.
yeah.
I
Siren
only
is
have
a
like one or two Sirens. She goes cheap. I think Siren is, and now she has a new style.
yeah.
I mean, that
And
just says that people like it.
if you want to go off of like legit, just straight pure popularity and fan base, I think is not one of mines that I'll PC or grab, but Sky is extremely slept on. Like Sky is a major.
Hmm.
She's a, and I'm
She's
not
not
saying.
used in game that much, but
Yeah,
she does have fan base.
she just has a super strong fan base. And when you think about how we collect cards, if that transition does happen where more of the Fortnite community comes in, as in the game wise, I can see that card becoming very popular. So
So
that's
Sky,
why.
not only that, but Sky came with Midas,
Yeah.
and when Midas came out, that was the first battle pass
Mhm.
that like literally had like an integrated story between all of
Yes.
them.
Yes.
So
Yep.
if you guys didn't play, when Midas came out, the loading screen wasn't just a loading screen.
It was
Like it
interact.
was a base, and you
Yeah.
can go into different rooms, and you could see where everybody slept and lived. You could see where Sky slept. You could see Meow Schools. You could see all these people. So they developed those skins. It was kind of
Mhm.
crazy. And Sky with Guff has
Yeah.
her own like story. I could
Yeah.
see that being their own video game someday, like a
Mhm.
Sky video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, Sky's kind of big. Anyone that was in that Midas
Mhm.
kind of loading screen, like Meow Schools from Reloaded, is going to be big.
Yeah.
When Miascos gets a card, it's gonna be big. Um, so I'm pretty big on Sky too. I haven't grabbed enough of her yet, but
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stock up on her. But that's less PC, more like
Right. The
speculation.
speculation type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this. No, I won't. Oh, okay. If if Philly if Philly passed Black Knight, that would be very interesting. I do think Philly deserves the sales that he's getting for sure.
Hmm.
I don't think he's gonna pass Black Knight. Um, I heard somebody say also that like they were kind of be like, where's the Skull Trooper fans at? I still feel the same way about Skull Trooper compared to Philly. That's not gonna change.
But tell me,
Yeah.
why do you think, in your opinion,
Mhm.
who's buying all these Peelies, right?
Mhm.
Like, is it general fans of the game, or is it the card collectors? Like, your honest opinion.
I mean, it's card collectors, and I understand it,
Mhm, no, I
but
understand it.
yeah,
I just want to know.
I understand it.
Why is the reason why Peely is getting a boost before some of these others like Skull Trooper,
Mhm.
like Ghoul Trooper, is because those are the main gamers and they're not in the market yet. Right now, we're talking about people who are like trying to foresee the future, and
Yeah,
Peely is iconic, right?
yeah, yeah,
He makes sense.
legit,
He makes
100%.
sense. Gold Trooper might not make sense to those wealthy collectors,
Mhm.
and that's why Peely is bumping first.
Mhm.
All right. And so, in my opinion, and
Mhm.
so I'm not saying that that means that Skull Troop is not a good play.
Yeah,
It's just those collectors aren't here yet to say otherwise. So
yeah.
it's kind of like we're not giving them a fair chance. Their fan base isn't collecting yet.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it's kind of interesting. Most of the people who are collecting Fortnite cards right now are like speculating, unless you're like me,
Yeah,
who just is weird and sturdy and plays Fortnite. So like I know like I'm gamer and collector, you
yeah.
know?
And I feel and the thing is, like I said, I'm never knocking. I'm not like Pilly has been in every single.
100%.
He's been in every single. What's the
Every single like cinematic
Yeah,
trailer, like
every cinematic
marketing,
he's been in
every
everything. It's
oh,
undeniable.
so like
Undeniable. Like
so we had
is
to talk about that then, like because he does collabs for like clothing brands.
yes.
So like I'll show this like right now. This is from Neff Headwear. They just did a
Mhm.
collab with Fortnite, and you can see
Pilly
there's
bone is right
Peely,
there. Yeah.
Meow Skulls. Let me tell you
Mhm.
guys, do not sleep on Meow Skulls when he comes out,
For
or go
sure.
get a reloaded Meow Skulls and try to get a 10. You got
Meowscles is a
Cuddle
big
Team
card.
Leader, hint hint.
Mhm.
But that's what I'm saying. See, there's Cuddle Team Leader, Cuddle
Mhm.
Team Leader. Like I don't know if like Epic Games is telling them to use these,
Yeah.
but that's a lot of Cuddle Team Leader right there.
So
Um,
yeah,
there's Peely. So Peely definitely deserves it. I was just saying that he's getting this bump first
yeah.
because it's kind of obvious
Mhm.
that he's marketable, right?
And yeah, and it's like it's hard for me. Like I like me personally, like being truthful, it would be hard for me to like. I would legit be lying if I said that. Uh, I could see that happening when it
Like
comes to Pilly and BK. I just can't. So
this might be why there's a stigma. JT's right. The banana can't be the top selling card. No one will take Fortnite seriously. I mean, that's perception. If the Black Knight is the top selling card, it may attract an older audience. That's pretty true.
yeah,
Um, I'm cool with Black Knight being top then.
yeah.
And that's the reasoning. I'm cool with that. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, and it's and the thing is like I get the Skull Trooper side of it because like okay, only one OG skin can hold off with no more relevance happening because like Skull Trooper is still Skull Trooper. He's just not as popular as he once was.
Well,
But
can I say so? David said
I
Skull Trooper is just as iconic. I agree. He is iconic to gamers.
right,
But like
exactly.
a card collector coming into this may not see that a guy in a skeleton outfit is iconic off the bat, but a
Hmm.
simple, elegant design like Peely, like he's simple. Like as someone who's designed logos and stuff, he's simple and it works perfectly for anything, right?
Hmm.
So it's obvious, right? How like he could catch on to like the younger generation. Skull Trooper's not as obvious. That's
Yeah,
why he hasn't bumped yet. And I
yeah.
say bump, he has, just
Hmm.
not at that level that Peely's like skyrocketing right now.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like Pilly deserves everything he's getting for sure.
Mhm.
It deserves it. I don't know at this point. Um, but yeah, it's definitely interesting to say the least, though.
I didn't even notice that. Like, look at all these Meow Skull.
Yeah,
I do like
with
that
the
they have links. They got
links
the
are right
links on there.
across. It's
I
yeah,
mean, links
that's
is still an underrated skin too. Now that
Daniel said pin my comment. Where is it at? I don't see it.
pin your comment.
Who's
Which comment? All right, I'm gonna
what
pin
is
this one. There you go.
no? I think he's talking about the one he said. Who's this one?
Are you guys talking about me? I did get a haircut. Did Rob you get a haircut, or are you talking about
Mm,
me?
no, I think you. I think you got this.
Well, I also gelled my hair
Yeah, you
today.
got the gel in there.
Sometimes I don't
Yeah,
do that for the show for you guys.
there you go.
I'm already married. I don't have to impress anyone.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
there you go, Daniel.
See, yeah, people are gonna remember the banana. I agree.
Yeah,
He's a gateway to the masses.
for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
I get that. So I mean,
PSA 10 hair, I love that.
I'm not. You guys. I'll tell you. Like 2, 3 years ago, my wife was saying you should collect Peely because she's played the game a little bit and she watches me play. She's like, you should collect Peely, and I was like, because I was a hardcore like trying to be good, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not getting Peely. But like, because I
Mhm.
never put my thought into it. Like that's true. Peely has a fan base. He's gonna be big.
Yeah,
It just wasn't PC for me.
yeah.
But
I
that's why there's gonna be different. There's gonna be different collectors.
I will say this though. I will say this. The contrast dynamic I do like. I like the grungy Black Knight
Hmm.
versus like the
The
playable
Peely
Pilly. That contrast is dope when it comes to
is
Fortnite
pretty
in
tight.
general. Like, yeah, I'll take that for sure. We did just you guys
Do
think
we
there's
think there's
equal
more or less Brazil shards
representation?
versus you?
Oh Jesus.
I mean, there's no way to know. I don't even want to get into like what was printed. I mean, the fact of the matter is that U.S. shards. I will say this. I'll say that I don't think anything is going to be rarer than the USA shards, mainly because USA shards came out first,
Mhm.
and most people were ripping and getting rid of them. They were not saving these cards.
Yep.
When Brazil finally came around, I consider it like a third print because it was I think it was USA, Italy, then Brazil in times that they released.
Mhm.
Fortnite was already probably they were making sales and stuff. There's more were selling at higher prices. So maybe there's more. So who knows? I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just think that USA, if you want to talk rarity, just talk USA is going to be on top for Series 1.
Yeah. This is interesting, Nick. First of all, shout out to Kentucky Road Show. That's dope. Um, that is interesting though.
See, then that's what I say. That's one of the things that you just can't see. You just don't know. Um, I mean, USA cards are just it's very I want to say not rigid. It's very like monitored. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's in the USA, it's like kind of hard. Like they have to put the date on there of when it's because you can't print it and then put a different date. It's regulated a little bit better.
Mhm.
It's done by Panini America, which is more
Yeah.
respected than just like Panini Global, I would say.
Yeah.
Um, because the international Panini more or less does stickers
Yeah.
more than the cards. It's
Mhm.
Panini America. It's their division that does the cards the best. So I like Italy cards. I'm not trying to shit on them. I'm just saying that it's kind of hard to talk pop at
Mhm.
that point.
Yeah.
So
Uh, this is something I completely agree with as well.
I think that's the same reason of what I just said. Like
Yeah.
Healy has that simplistic design. It's obvious.
Mhm.
Fistics is not as obvious.
Right.
That's more obvious to the gamer who's
Yeah.
seen it every single day.
And Fish Stick gets his glory more. I mean, besides his styles actually being worn, he gets his more of his glory in the comic books, which is still kind of niche compared to a cinematic trailer as well. And Fish Stick been doing it a little bit longer when it comes to that.
Real quick. The Brazils aren't megas; they're in packs. As far as I know, there are no
Mhm.
Brazil megas. They're in big starter packs,
Yeah.
big plastic packs. Sorry, go ahead.
Let's see.
Um,
This
the Series 1 star design is a huge factor. I agree. It's
100%. Like,
besides, I mean, scarcity is a big thing,
yeah.
but I do have to say that I like the shard for Series 1 more. Now, I will say I like the Italy and
Mhm.
Brazil shards for Series 1
Mhm.
more than Series 2 and Series 3.
Yeah.
Series 2
Yeah.
and Series 3 shards to me seems like they're trying to copy the Series 3 ones, and
Mhm.
I like the difference. I like the lemonade version
I
because it
I
was
can agree with
different.
that.
It
Yeah.
was different. So, like, I
Mhm.
like looking at my different shards
Yeah.
versus, like, a lesser version.
Yeah.
So, I like them both, but Series 1 USA shards definitely do look better.
Yeah. And this Nick is 100% like that's the atomic, the
Mhm.
atomic refractors, all of that. That it comes into play like that. It's a visual representation of how a card is supposed to look in my eyes when it comes to like crystal shard, like
Mhm.
cracked ice. In general, it's just. I mean, I think we all can agree that USA is just it's kind of like they said, once it's in your hand, you'll understand. It's
Yeah.
just one of those things.
Um, yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I don't like Joey likes the Series 2 Italy. Um, I don't know, it just, like, has outlined for me. I'd rather have a Series 1 Italy
Mhm.
than a Series 2 or 3, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
Um, but, I mean, it's not that different, but it's definitely different. Like, I have my auras up there. I have a couple Italy ones.
Mhm.
I like the USA ones way more.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, I like the lemonade more than the copy of the US shard.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so Richard, it's not, the Italy ones came in tins and mega boxes. The Brazil were an actual, like, plastic starter pack. It's like a 11 by 12-inch pack,
Yeah.
and it's like, comes with 10 hollows, so it's different than the Italy ones.
Yeah. Shout out to Shard with the midstream change of name. My goodness.
Kari likes the Series 2 Italy shards. I'm just saying my preference. I know some
Yeah.
people do like the Italy shards for Series 2 and Series 3.
Yeah.
I prefer the Italy Series 1 ones personally. But that's a personal thing. I don't know how many people think that.
Yeah.
I mean, I was buying Focus on day one.
Yeah.
Um, I set the price for Focus
Mm-hmm.
because when they were listing, I was buying them at whatever price they were listed at. So then she got listed for like 100. I had to stop buying, and then finally the price came down to like 50s, 40s, and I kept buying. I didn't buy the lasers.
Mm-hmm.
Rob knows this. I've only been buying ice.
Yeah.
Um, I'm more of a I like the shards more than
I
anything.
yeah, I have 3 focus lasers that I bought in the first week. And honestly, I'll be honest, it was one of those things, the same thing. Like when I got the laser in my hand for the first time, I was like, okay, I need more of these. The lasers look amazing. It's nothing like a cracked ice or a crystal shard, but the lasers look dope.
Yeah. Now, I mean, like that Midas laser 10 being
Yeah.
like top one right now. I mean, maybe in the future I'm kicking myself because I could have got those cheap. I don't
Mhm.
know. Because I mean, they're actually priced. I've seen like a Kuno SGC 10 go for $16. I thought
Mhm.
that was a steal. Even though I
Yeah.
don't like lasers, I almost bought it if I could have.
Mhm.
Um, but I just really like the shards personally.
To Dylan's aura shrine. Oh man. This
The only kind of material I'm taking is donations. No more.
this yeah, this I would as well, for sure.
hmm I don't want just different. Well, I've talked about this. I don't. I mean, if they're gonna have parallels, I don't know. I was never a big fan of just like the color change in the background,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
border color change. I was never a fan of that personally.
I would be lying if I said I'm the only one. Like Prism Gold out of 10 is I
That's
got a I got
fine.
a I got a soft spot for that
I
for
don't want
sure.
a red version, a blue version, and a green version.
Mhm.
I don't want that personally. Um,
Yeah, Nick is the ultimate player collector. So I definitely get where he coming from. This is like the Aaron Donald Savage. But yeah, so I'll say this though. Where I did kind of renege was I'm definitely open. I'm definitely open to whatever. Maybe that's just because series 4 we don't know anymore, so it's almost
mhm.
like yo. But I'm open to whatever happens. I just hope that they do something. Like I hope that
If
is
it's like a
something.
whole different, like 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 Dylan's attracted to Aura, okay. So, like, if it's a whole different, like, a whole different color background,
Yeah,
maybe. Like, I just was never a fan of just, the small change in color, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, the borders changing,
yeah.
that was a no for me. Um,
Famous, what's up?
I do like, this is something I like to play on, this is why I talk about Italy season 1 all the time,
Mhm.
is, like, the room of growth for series 1 Italy,
Yeah.
like the percentage in growth could be so much higher than USA.
Mhm.
So that's probably true with the lasers right now because I've seen lasers go for like $5 and $10.
Yeah.
Um, but like I try to collect based on like my PC and what do I want to have.
Mhm.
Um, but like I see that I think that could be a really good play.
Do you just
Um,
naturally not like the lasers, or is it just more so just your focus of the ice?
I think it's just a personal preference of the ice. Like the lasers don't do much for me,
Mhm.
personally.
Mhm.
Like I don't know what it is. It just doesn't. But I was never a fan of the lasers
Yeah.
inside of what's
Sports.
this what's it called? You know what I'm talking about for the basketball hoops. Like the
Mhm.
hoop lasers I used to get, I was just never a fan of them.
Yeah.
So um maybe that's why. I don't know. It's just a personal thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm glad you like y'all keep changing name. I already know who all you are based on the based on y'all's names anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lasers being off center is no reason why like PSA 10s are gonna be crazy.
Mhm.
Um you guys are trying to convince me to get some lasers, I feel like.
Bro, you listen, that off center is nuts.
It is
Like,
off center, yeah.
yeah,
But
it's
I don't know. I just think that the lasers are gonna have more people chasing. I mean, the shards are gonna have more people chasing them.
for sure.
But
I
I could be wrong in there though. I don't know.
see. It's so interesting because I
Was that
think
tens?
posted 105 ice tens.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
it was
did
just
see that.
I thought it was 125 ices. Not.
No, it was tens. It was tens.
I mean, that's so many, but it's not so many at the same time. They're all different ones. The
Mhm.
beauty of Fortnite is there's 325 skins, right?
Mhm.
So like having 120 of all those different skins isn't as crazy
Mhm.
because like I don't think most of the market's not going to be going after most of those skins,
Yeah.
right? If I had to guess based on like I think Focus is going to have thousands and thousands of people looking for her card,
She
and those
literally will. She
yeah,
literally will.
thousands of people will be looking for Focus,
Yeah.
and there being a 100, 200, 300, it's not going to be enough, in my
Because,
opinion.
like, if we're looking based off of time, like, so if we're looking at a 10-year window, like, the people and those collectors come in, whether
Hmm.
how no matter how they come in, Focus is definitely one that's gonna have a lot of eyes on her for a very long time, in my opinion.
Bit of an out of nowhere question before we lose it.
Mhm.
Xander's asked, I have my stuff signed by Booga, so I have a World Cup ticket signed by Booga. It's being graded at PSA right now.
Mhm.
I have a card graded by Booga. Um, I can show that one. That's
Yeah,
all thanks to Black Ash, but so
yeah,
like this was signed by Booga. Yes, I know
mhm,
his signature's not great. I should have sent
yeah.
this in to be graded. I don't know why I
He's
didn't.
he's young, he's young.
Um,
They don't learn cursive anymore.
yeah, so I will say the comics are stuff that I'd like to get signed. Like you can see up there, I have my comic. That one's signed. Um, so yeah, I like the comics being signed, I guess. But like, I want Donald Mustard. Like, I'm a
Mhm.
Fortnite collector, so I want someone related to Fortnite more than like.
I will say there's been some artists that, uh some of my PC cards that I'm looking to try to get them to sign, like, the fact that those concept artists did those skins, some of my favorite skins, I'm definitely looking into that.
Break that down a little bit when
Oh,
you say
okay,
that.
okay, so, let's just use what we
Or
talk about all the time, Aura, right? Aura, the artist name is Sharktooth, I think that's his name. He did Aura and Guild, and
but
having
did he designed them right? So
completely, yeah, he's
yep,
the complete, and he wasn't working with Epic. This was a concept
fan
artist that
base.
was just a fan base. So
Hmm.
I think like Epic design was like, so for instance, Lux was mainly Epic design. Aura was pure fan base. So I think those are a little different. Like Epic design is cool and all, but like one that, a concept artist that just was a fan, I think those are a little bit more important. And so I definitely been looking into those type of artists. Like Sky is fan based, concept artist fan base. It's a good a handful amount of them that's like that. And
Hmm.
that's kind of something I've been looking into.
Now, if you and some of those people are getting recognized for this too.
Yeah.
Like some people, like Epic Games is coming back to them for additional skins.
Hmm.
One of the skins that just came out, she had designed a couple of other skins,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they used another one of hers.
Right.
So I think it's a her. I could be
Mhm.
wrong.
It's hard. Nobody uses their actual picture, so you don't
Yeah,
even
because
know.
it's a female
Yeah,
skin.
yeah,
It's a female skin, and it's like
yeah,
it could be
yeah,
me. I don't know.
yeah,
I could be my aura icon. I
yeah.
don't know. So,
Right.
but that person, they came back to her again,
Yeah,
right? So those could become famous designers in the future
yeah.
for those people. So it could be worth something. Let me
Famous.
see.
That I can't even think. I can't even comprehend that. I
Which one
can't
are you
even.
looking at?
I can't even comprehend that, bro.
Oh, we need to sign them before we get
I
too
can't,
big.
I can't even comprehend that.
At least I know cursive, so
Yeah, I know. I think we're in the proper
it's
generation. I got
it's
my
it's
my
not
signature's a little.
pretty.
Mine's a
Is
saucy. I'll give
is yours
myself credit.
saucy?
Yeah, mine's a saucy.
I mean, it's 3 letters.
Huh? Yeah. No, I would never just sign Rob. That's filthy. That's filthy.
You have like
Never.
the Gary V
That could be
signature.
that could be
He's got that
anybody.
Gary V signature.
No, I do R3. The R in the Roman numeral 3. So it's
Oh,
it's a,
that's
it's a
tight.
little it's a little saucy. I gotta
Mine's gonna
be
be
different, bro. My name is too
mine's just
common.
gonna be Aura. I'm just gonna sign Aura. Y'all know what it's from.
There you go.
Let's see. So many comments I have to catch up on. 1 second. Let's see. I mean, that's interesting. Sharknox said he might try trading a PSA 10 Series 3 for the shard for the laser.
That's interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't because I want the shard. I mean,
Mhm,
it's kind of hard. I mean, it's hard to predict, but like if they're that rare, the tens for the
mhm,
lasers, if
mhm.
they're that rare, it could be a good play.
Yeah.
The demand could be there.
Mhm,
Um, but with the Black Knight shard and the Peely shard,
mhm.
that shard greatness is kind of in stone at this
It's
point.
I agree with you 1000%. Could that be could that be like the deciding factor though? Could it be like cemented for like a series 1 and a series 2 and it still have the relevance in series 3, but
Hmm.
the laser might close the gap a little bit? Like I don't think it's going to be it's no doubt with series 1 and series 2.
It would depend on how rare those tins get.
Right.
Like
Like if it stays under
if the
10 for
tins
a
start
long
breaking
time.
the 20s and the
Mhm.
shards are in the 100 or like 100 versus
Mhm.
20, I don't think it's gonna be that big a deal. Now, if they're like low fives for the
Mhm.
tens and the
So
shards are in like the 50s to hundreds, then
so
yeah, I think that
so you
could
think
break
it would
it.
have to be like under 10%? Like so like hypothetically
Yeah,
speaking, like if it was like 200 cracked ice 10s and then it was 20
yeah.
laser 10s, yeah.
I think lasers could overtake the ice if that was
Mhm.
how it was, and
Yeah.
that's without looking at what the percentages are now.
Right.
Um, I know the Midas one is crazy.
I honestly, Kari, I would too. Um, I'll say this. I'll even add to what Kari's saying. I would be comfortable with having. I would do something like have a PSA 9 Midas cracked ice, and then have a PSA 10 laser and be comfortable. And then like maybe trying to find. But I would definitely do that trade. I would do that trade right now. It may seem crazy, but I like the lasers that much.
See, it's so crazy for me because I don't even like the lasers. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So like, if I did it, it'd be all speculation if I started
Speculation.
buying this.
It wouldn't be PC wise.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, it's hard for me to get 100% behind it, but like the
Mhm.
rarity factor,
Yeah.
like it makes sense.
You understand the big picture of it, but
Yeah, I understand the big picture of it.
as for your
Yeah,
collection, yeah,
but
I
like
get that.
I like to collect in a way that if all this goes to zero, am I happy with what I have? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and that's
So
yeah, and I agree with that. Yeah, but Shard is only one. Is only S1 if exactly. Yes, yeah, yeah. Specifically, Shards is S1. I do. It's a major difference too, in my opinion. I know you don't. I think what did you say about that? Do you think it's a major difference between S1 Shards and Series 2 Cracked Ice, like aesthetic wise?
major difference.
Yeah.
There is a difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say major. Let me look. Let me before I speak.
What?
I mean, if they weren't so comparable and like how close they were, I'd say major.
Yeah.
But since it's just kind of like it's
The
mainly
over
just like
the
the
overlay.
shape. It's the shape of the shard too. It's
Mhm,
a little bit different. I think they're thicker, right? They're a little bit
mhm,
thicker, not as pointy. Um, I don't know if it's major, but there's
mhm.
some small thing that just makes them
Yeah,
stick out. They
and
stick out.
it's
They do
perfect.
stick out. They
It's
do stick
perfect
out.
for a first set, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's
It
perfect.
knocks it out of the park.
Yeah,
They definitely look a little bit different. I'm not
mhm.
gonna say it's major. It's noticeable.
It's noticeable. Mhm.
Yeah, and then but when you go to series three, then it's huge. You can
Yeah,
obviously tell.
yeah. Listen, definitely take your time, bro. It's gonna show up. It's gonna show up. Don't even worry about it.
I finally got like I've been waiting, and the perfect deal came across. I've been
Mhm,
waiting to get this card for my
mhm.
PC in USA. I've been waiting for a while.
Yeah,
I was patient,
yeah.
so it'll come. It'll come. I mean, we're still early. Someone was asking like, what sets are we collecting? I think it was
Wait, wait,
Joey. Are you completing any sets? Oh,
wait
here it is.
for yes. So I mean, minor set. So then the next one, I think my next target would be the international set for Omega.
So you like going for like the full international sets of them?
Because for yes, based off of what we always talk about, where it
Hmm.
comes to like those Italy, when it comes to Italy and Brazil, it's just throwaways. So if I have, I would never do that if I didn't start off with the S1 shard. Like if
Hmm.
I didn't start, like I have to have the S1 shard before I even think about it,
Hmm.
and then I will go into it because like me personally, it sounds weird, but I wouldn't enjoy the Italy and Brazil card without having the S1 shard. That may sound ridiculous, but
I'm different because like
yeah,
if I can't get the S1, I'm gonna get the Italy.
right. I feel you.
Like
I
because
feel
I
you
have
on
like
that.
my gold troopers. Like I don't have a USA gold trooper yet.
Yeah,
But, like I've got in my 9.5, and
yeah.
like I'm happy with that until I can get one.
Mhm.
Um,
Is yeah, like that one, like Omega. S1, bro. S1 is just always on my head, on my mind for sure. But if I go to like series 3, uh man, it's tough. It's so much in series 3.
Well,
It's
so
so much.
I know I want tens of the what do you call it?
Double
The
agents.
double agents, all three
Mhm.
double agents. I want tens in those. I think that's gonna be cool. That would be a set. I'm not even chasing the Frozen set like everybody else
Yeah.
personally. Although I think it's kind of a cool set.
Mhm.
I do want all of the reloaded loading screens
Mhm.
and tens.
Yeah.
Like I want that.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a set that
That'll
I'm chasing.
that'll be dope. I think that's a good set. This Jim, no, it's serious, bro. First of all, my brother turns 18 in January, and I'm telling you, cursive is not even a thought with him. And I was laughing because I was looking on Twitter, right? And so one of the pros said, "But who gonna be sitting here writing in cursive though?" I'm like, "Yo, like it's a like that
Yeah,
is
I
a
guess
it's
no one does write in
yeah,
cursive.
yeah, like, and
That's
I mean,
true.
like, because they literally took it out of school. So like, when it comes to autographs of this next generation, I mean, obviously the athletes like uh Mikey Williams and the sports athletes, they have to actually go through classes to learn their signature just based off of fraud of cards and autographs and stuff. But that hasn't transitioned to esports yet. They still just straight writing the word, writing it out. I'm interested to see how that plays out when that transitions to where they have to sit down and actually learn cursive for their autograph, or at least their autograph.
I've got some Brazil questions here. Um, Brazil shards can sell
Yes.
for hundreds. The Peely sold for six
Which was
k.
yeah, which was 6K or around it. Like it was like
Is that a
50.
verified sale? Do we know who?
I believe it is verified. Somebody can correct us on that, but I believe it is verified.
I just saw the post. I did not do any fact
Yeah.
checking on that, just
Yeah.
so you'll know. But someone said it sold for 6k. Um, have I bought one for? It might. I don't know if I bought one for in the hundreds for like a Gold
No.
Trooper,
No.
but Brazil was only for Series One. It did not come out in Series Two, as far as I have ever seen.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, I've never seen one. Um,
It,
Black Knight was beaten by the Peely
mhm.
for the highest Brazil sale,
Yeah.
I believe. Um, I know the Black Knight sold in thousands, but the Peely hit
But
like 6k.
and you know what? Like those top tier cards like that, it makes
Hmm.
so much sense because it goes to what you were saying. I do agree with that. Where with a BK or a Pilly, if
Hmm.
I can't get the USA shard, which I will not be able to get the USA shard on both of those cards, BK specifically, I have no problem having the Italy or Brazil, like at
Yeah,
all.
because that's
Like,
still a flex.
yeah, like
Like,
that's
if you
major.
can't afford a $50,000 Black Knight card
I
or
definitely
whatever
will
it's
go
at the
down.
time,
Yeah, I
right?
have no
But like
problem.
you have like the lower end, like the Italy version of it that came out the
Mhm.
same year.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, and it's still low pop,
And
so
it still looks good. It
it
still
still
looks
looks
good.
good. Hmm.
I'm not mad at that at all.
It's
So
just
there
not. It's just not the card. It's
the
not the
card, right.
Grail, but it's still a top tier card,
Mhm.
regardless of where it was
And
printed.
I think though this is only happening because we all know this though. It's only happening because we're so early. These
Hmm.
conversations only happening for that reason.
Yeah.
10 A lot of people have said it. We're not the first ones to say it. 10 years from now, people are just going to try to get what they can get their hands on. It's going to
Hmm.
be that scarce. So this is just the fact that we're early, that we're, early adapters, that these conversations are even happening pretty much.
Getting every Jonesy outfit. See, we've talked about this
I've
before.
talked, yeah. I want somebody to
Um,
do it. I
Yeah, I
do.
mean, I think
Not
that's
me.
interesting. I
Not me.
care more about the actual Jonesy character more than like the skins he wore, because like
Mhm.
some of them are models, some of them are actually things he dressed up in game. So it's a little confusing. I like the ones that are actually Jonesy. So like I like the recruit Jonesy from Reloaded. Um,
Yeah.
I will like Agent Jonesy. That's gonna be a
Mhm.
big one in Series 4.
Yeah. See,
But it would be a cool set though,
now I
regardless.
agree with you for my PC. I feel the same way. For my PC, those are the
Hmm.
ones I want.
Yep.
For somebody else that likes to do those type of sets, I would love to see you accomplish. I want
Yeah.
somebody to accomplish that, like to have all the Jonesy
It would
cards.
be pretty cool
Yeah.
and see them all together.
Yes, I would like to see that. I
Hmm.
don't want to do it, but I do want to see somebody pull that off. I think that'll be great to see.
This is a good point. This is kind of why I want to get stuff sent to PSA before they start upcharging stuff.
Hmm.
Um, because that's the one reason I hate PSA. If they're gonna upcharge stuff, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's why I want to get some stuff in before the pump of everybody else starts happening.
Yeah. I'm gonna go top, bottom to top of this one. Shard is stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. He's
Yeah, I
not
mean,
wrong,
if you look at it,
especially in the beginning.
yeah,
Like, Jonesy and
Ramirez.
Ramirez were the base styles for every character when the game first came out.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just how it was just easier to program.
yeah,
Then it became actual. They have a whole machine now creating actual skins and characters. Not
hmm
even skins, characters now.
yeah,
So it's kind of blossomed into something else.
yeah.
See, that's crazy. Yeah, Brazil Black Knight Italy 10 sold last year for 35K. That's pretty crazy.
I
I
can.
sold my Italy Peely
Mm.
recently. What did I sell it
I put
for?
I put I put the Italy Pilly and sold it raw a long time ago. A
I
long time
recently
ago.
sold mine, and maybe I should have kept it. I don't know. But like, I'm not. I don't know.
And this is not nothing. I legit don't like. This is nothing. I legit don't want a Pilly card. Like I'm not like. I
Yeah,
think people like.
I have
Yeah,
no desire for. But
like
I don't really have a desire for Black Knight either.
right. That's true. I do. I do. But
I don't.
yeah,
For me,
yeah,
Black Knight and Peely, I just never had like a
hmm
desire for them
yeah.
personally. So that's why I was able to sell it. But I'm weird that way, I
Yeah,
guess.
yo, but Shire, I'm gonna message you after this, bro. Yeah, Ramirez. See, this is where Ramirez is different. Ramirez and Pilly, Ramirez and Jonesy took two different paths. Like, so she was the hierarchy for Save the World, and he was for Battle Royale. But I'll say this, Ramirez is a little different because when the time comes for when they pick who is gonna lead that, because there's so many of her, she actually has an actress behind her already. We don't have to search for a Ramirez. She's an actual person, which is crazy. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Ramirez is going to be a big character at some point.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know, Elite Agent is Ramirez.
Mm-hmm.
Because they could have made Elite Agent anybody.
Right.
They could have gave her a different face. They took her mask off way later. I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember what season, but way later. They took Elite
Mm-hmm.
Agent. Elite Agent came out in season 3,
Yeah.
and her mask came off in chapter 2.
Chapter 2. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
long time in
So, I
between.
mean, they already were working on the story. Midas had already come out. So they made her Ramirez on
Mm-hmm.
purpose. So
Mm-hmm.
technically, Elite Agent is probably the first card of Ramirez, actual Ramirez.
Actual like
Like
I would guess I would
Agent
guess
Jonesy is
so,
going to be
yeah.
the actual Jonesy,
Right. Right.
and I think Elite Agent would be I just thought of that just now. Dropping value bombs right here.
This is let me see.
You did a what? Right now, what are you talking about? What the heck are you hitting over here?
What'd he say?
He said I just hit a Peely, Cuddle, and Dire Shard 10 and 30 value and an Aura Eyes. Oh yeah, that's right, that's right. I knew about the Aura Eyes. Man, that's crazy. And Shard Knight's on a different level.
Easily.
Yeah, Ramirez is crazy. Let's see.
Shard. Shard, check your DM.
Kari, if you send 200 PSA cards and they upcharge them all, that would be insane. That's kind of how I felt when I sent my 40 cards. It was just like, geez. That's
Yeah.
why I'm gonna be doing the 10 here soon.
Shard, that's Ramirez when I DM'd you.
Oh, the actual actress. I
Mm,
should just bring her up.
yeah. Like that's crazy that like that's her voice actor and they wanted to save themselves money. So they said she's semi face based off of her, but you can clearly tell it's like legit.
Have you played Save the World?
um Barely. I didn't play it enough to even say that I played Save the World. Put it
I
that way.
played Save the World with back in season 2. That's
Yeah,
when I
because
got when I bought Fortnite.
Dylan is like the 0.01%.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
literally bought the game for $60. That's how stupid I am, right? So I bought the game and I bought it to fight zombies. So I
Yeah.
played it, but I wasn't a fan And then
Yeah.
I started playing Battle Royale, which was like in beta, and I actually liked that more. So I went back a little bit to get my free founder stuff, but like
Yeah.
it was kind of confusing to be honest. I didn't like it as much.
Yeah. Shard is funny. I know that. That's why I had to send him because he's hilarious. Yeah. Yo, Shard, that's why I had to send it to you, bro.
Yeah, I mean Ramirez is interesting. I mean,
Y-
we have to do more research on Ramirez to be
Yeah,
honest.
I did a lot of research, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Because I mean, the IO got defeated in the comic, but there's like so much we don't know. There's so
Right?
many people from it who weren't even in the battle.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get it's only a 5 issue comic, so it's
hmm
kind of hard for that. I
If
mean, should
if
they have
they,
done a bigger comic? Should they have done like a
bro, they just got to do a title, a legit, like a monthly title. I feel. I mean,
yeah? Because like
I'm
how long is an actual comic series? They're pretty long, aren't they? Some of them are like
like a
40,
monthly.
50.
Yeah, like it's
Some of them are like 40,
hundreds.
50, hundreds of issues,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's what we need so we can actually like learn. And you know what? Maybe they do that and they started sorry, they started like at an earlier time,
right.
like
I
way back in chapter 1.
like. I think I genuinely think that they need to do it. They need to because uh the community's getting testy with it. Not us, but the Twitter community is getting very testy
They're
when it comes to
very
this.
yeah, they're very anxious to like
Yeah,
know more. Like they need to know everything.
yeah. Like where me and you give like the grace and being like, "Oh yeah, we like the Batman and
We're
Marvel."
gonna get there.
They're like,
Patience.
"Screw all this. I don't want to hear nothing about
Hmm.
that. We want." So it's gonna be interesting to see how they handle that.
And I wouldn't say an alien planet JT is just another reality, right? I mean, it could be an alien planet, but it could just be a different reality.
Yeah.
Um, but that's true. Okay. I don't know what links you're sending him.
No, I did. No, don't try to put me in that.
Rob, I don't know.
Shard, look at you. See this statement right here shows what he's saying. Either there you go.
I don't know what kind of links you're sharing. You need to share
No,
with the group.
no, that's
Um,
crazy.
has anyone used the PSA Vault yet? Rob, you like the PSA Vault, don't you?
No,
You don't like that?
no,
I thought you were talking about it in a
I
good
was
way.
talking about the set registry.
Oh, set registry. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's right. That's right. No, I don't mess with the vault. I like to have my cards on hand.
Kari, literally, here we go. Yeah, nah, I'm good without that.
I could care less if they bring the knights into it, really, but it's possible. Ice King came back.
I would like a one shot. You know what I mean? Like if it was like a one shot, like if but this I'll say this. I would want a lot more story before that happens. Like it's a lot more that
Hmm.
we need to figure out. Like that would have to be down the road, like
Like
way down the
like
road.
the knights thing isn't a major thing for me. Honestly,
Right.
it's just like I don't know.
Like so for
I'm
instance,
more
like
interested. I'd be way more interested in the drift storyline and that whole
1000%.
like ninja like
Yeah.
area, like all that whatever that kingdom is or whatever the heck they're from. I'd be more interested in that.
His secret aura folder. Nah, nah. Yeah. That I didn't Shard Shard is by itself with this one. But Ramirez is definitely interesting though.
Oh, they're saying Ramirez could be Cuddle team leader. I don't think so
Mhm,
because they haven't taken Cuddle team leader's helmet off yet. They took elite agent's head off, right? It's like
mhm.
why are they doing that? I mean, it's definitely possible, but I feel like it's not. That's not.
I
I
will
feel like
say
it's not
this.
Ramirez.
I feel like they're the only ones that could not be changed. Like I think what you're getting at,
Hmm.
like you know the other recruits, I think their head canons can change at any given time.
Yeah,
I think Jonesy and Ramirez
they're part of the
is
story.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think they might be solidified. I think any
yeah.
other ones could definitely be changed.
Card Knock is no longer like
He's not
following
even
Valkyrie.
yeah, he's
Yeah, the character model is Ramirez, but like I said, that doesn't matter.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um, yeah,
See,
I just don't think that because everything was Ramirez at one point. All female skins were
right.
Ramirez.
Well,
Almost, not
I
all. That's
mean,
a
the main, yes,
exaggeration.
the
Yeah,
mains. Like so, Ramirez and Jonesy was the main. Like
they were
it
the
was pretty much
main.
80 to 90% at that time.
Yeah.
Like it was
I mean, he
pretty
had some
high.
other ones that just didn't stick with. Those ones performed the best, and that's what they
Right.
stuck with when they did Dark Bomber and Skull
Hmm.
Trooper and all those kinds of things.
Like I mean, it'd be interesting because that's what I'm saying. Kyrie Sharnak just disappeared, bro. Like where did he go? he just he just disappeared.
I mean, he has things to do. It's
Yeah,
11:55.
yeah. I get it. I get it.
He's receiving links. I feel him. It's all good.
Yo,
His
no,
secret alert folder. I'm so
but
far behind on these comments.
yeah, you got to catch up to those ones. Right,
Ooh, you
that's
have a
true.
Black Knight. Jim has a Black Knight Brazil to send in. Good
Oh,
luck. Good luck.
that's a yeah, definitely
Definitely send it in. Yeah. Does it look good?
right.
I mean, I think that could be worse. Crazy
What
numbers
was
in the future.
Did remember when we did the it was like one of our first 5 podcasts. We was talking about the BK and Pilly
Oh,
Brazil one. That was and those prices were those people got stills. So let's just say that they
yeah,
got
it is.
stills.
It is pretty crazy. What we were asking, like, would you rather have like a Brazil Black Knight or
Hmm.
Italy Black Knight
Yeah,
versus
it
like
was
a
yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
Was
It was
there a
something
U.S.
like that.
Peely?
It was yes, it was a Brazil. It was a P. I think it was a PSA 9. I don't remember what it was, bro. It's too long ago.
Yeah, but it was definitely
It
an
was
interesting
yeah,
question. I don't remember where we went. Yeah,
yeah,
the
Jim.
storyline.
That's Jim. That's what comes into play. Like that's why I'm like, I don't knock that Pilly side. It's just not my side. Like it's not something that I would collect. But I get it 1000%.
Yeah, I 100% get it. And if that's your take, um,
That's a
then
strong one.
fish sticks has to be in there too.
Hmm.
Like if you're taking like the kid factor into it, because fish sticks is hugely popular.
Hmm.
Um, now I will say, not to toot or his horn, but she is actually liked by kids. Like I met my, I think I said this on podcast before. I went to my best friend's house, and his daughter plays Fortnite.
Hmm.
I asked her, I said, "What's your favorite skin?" And she said Aura.
Hmm.
I was like, "There's no way." I was expecting. I
Dylan
don't know
almost
what I was
Dylan
expecting.
almost cried.
I
He's
said,
like,
"Wait, what?" I said, "That's facts." I said, "Okay, let's go." But
yeah,
like, I wasn't expecting. I was thinking like a fish sticks or a
yeah.
peely or um, even one of the other like girly skins. I knew as soon as I said Aura's horn that was a bad mistake. That was a bad mistake. Banana is
Oh
more popular
shoot.
than fish stick for sure. Um, no.
He was about the doctor.
I
He
don't
is
think Peely is more popular. I don't think Peely is more popular than fish sticks in game.
I don't either. I think it's
I don't think the fan base.
once
I think
again, market wise, yes, for
yes,
sure.
card wise, yes,
Yes, market
card wise, 100%.
and even like actual Fortnite market, like marketing wise, 1000%.
But not,
But
but not, but not, but much because fish sticks isn't a lot of marketing.
he
Yeah,
is,
but
is
Peely does take the cake in marketing.
yeah, like I think because and especially I think it also helped that Fish Stick had a small time when Bench Fishy was wearing them that he was sweaty. Like
Hmm.
he had his moment. Does that moment's no longer here. But he has a lot going for him for sure.
Yeah, I would not sleep on fish sticks. I would not just cut him out of that race.
Yeah.
I think fish sticks is slept on. And
Yeah.
again, I'm not a fish sticks fan. I had
Right.
to put this out there.
Right.
Like, I don't want a fish sticks card
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
personally.
I don't
I
even
just same thing with like that's not my style, but I understand people who do like him.
mhm.
And with him being in the comics,
Yeah.
like wait, I was surprised Peely didn't make it into the
But
comics.
well, that's what I was saying. I think they separated them. I think cinematically, I think Pilly fit that mode, and then
Better.
it was like, yeah, and then like Fish Stick was like for the comics because I think he was being overlooked in that aspect. So they ventured him more to the comics, and I think it worked. I really do. I
Yeah,
think
I
it,
think Fish Sticks is perfect comic.
yeah.
I thought that we were gonna see Peely
Hmm.
because of like he did in the event, right?
Yeah.
Like he brought the truck and stuff like
Hmm.
that. But that was
That's
just for the game.
yeah.
That was just a game kind of thing. It wasn't canon. So that was interesting. Will we ever see Peely in the comics? An actual appearance?
Yeah, and like Xander,
meaningful one.
yeah, like Xander is saying, it's a reoccurring character. Like, even if they stop killing him off, they'll still have him in there. Like that was said, so
And let's be
it
clear, Mustard isn't killing him off.
yeah,
It's Christos
it's
Gage, the
Christos Gage.
writer.
He's having a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, so we've been watching his Twitter, and like he keeps
Yeah.
talking about how like he can't stop killing him. It's
It's
definitely not
yeah.
Mustard doing this, I don't think. Um, unless Mustard gave him the idea, I don't
Mhm.
know. It's possible.
Yeah, Kari, like for me personally, I think like when it comes to like uh, even though Ghoul Trooper is getting a proper love in the card market, I think Ghoul Trooper and Fish Stick are the two cards that's out of place right now when it comes to rankings. Like we talk about like Skull Trooper and Pilly. I get that, whatever. He can be whatever wherever Skull Trooper falls, but without a shadow of a doubt, Ghoul Trooper and Fish Stick is not in the right place in the
Hmm.
market, in my opinion.
And it's surprising if Peely's so big and Fish Sticks isn't is what's surprising.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if Peely wasn't big either, I wouldn't think that much of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I feel like Fish Sticks should definitely be up there.
Welcome back, Shard, by the way. Yeah. It's one of those things. I think it's a couple that like I genuinely believe even it's hard to do a top 10 for series 1 because like even like a dark bomber and bright bomber, I it's hard. Where do you put them? Like it's just
They're kind of like
it's
the same. They have to
yeah,
say like
you
the
got to
same
kind of put
one.
them 1A 1B.
And
Phone
y-
died.
yeah, I agree with that. And the other thing that we have to talk about is that there's so many good cards that like not everything can be Grail level,
Very true.
even though some of them may be like
Yeah.
similar. Like Peely and Fishix may be similar, but maybe Fishix never hits
He's
that
never
Grail
hits.
status.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no reason why it just didn't happen, and the market takes it off, and you can't
Mhm.
argue with it at that point.
Mhm.
Um, so like I think Ghoul Trooper isn't like that. I think Ghoul Trooper will come back.
Yeah.
Could that happen? Could
Isn't
Peely
she in the item
be?
shop right now?
Yeah, she's an item shot tonight.
There you go.
But
Next
maybe
search.
Peely is the meme skin that becomes a Grail card, and no other meme skins can
No,
touch that.
touch
Like
that.
that's the meme skin you want as a Grail card,
Mhm.
and then like you have a lot of sweaty Grail cards.
I
That could be what happens.
so
Not
for
sure.
so for instance, like I think there's categories. There's
Hmm.
categories, and the cards we're talking about is at the top of their category. So BK when it comes to OG nostalgia, Pilly when it comes to meme, or when it comes to sweat, and then you have Midas when it comes to storyline. Those are the top echelon.
And then you
That's
got
what makes.
Foundation
Then
coming
you got
out.
Foundation coming out, and
It's
that gets interesting.
they're
You
gonna.
know what I
I
mean?
feel like they're gonna eat each other's like
Market share.
yeah, the market share, because it's
Yeah,
not just like
yeah,
there's one rookie of the year,
right.
like sports, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
not just one Charizard in Fortnite, you know?
Hmm.
It's just a little different. Um, it's mad confusing, but that's just how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. It's one of those things like so for instance, it's the same thing. If Foundation comes in series 4, Midas being in series 3 kind of gives him a one up. It's just one of those things that it just
The way we have to tier it, Kari, is I think that we just have to have a Grail section.
hmm
That's the way we're gonna do. We're gonna have 4 sections, and we're gonna do Grail cards. And we're not gonna compare everyone in that section because
hmm
that's too hard.
yeah.
Like I'm not gonna compare Ghoul Trooping or
We're gonna do this for y'all though. We're gonna do it. It's just
I've
not
been trying to get like it started, and
yeah.
then Rob and I are gonna try to like
Yeah,
get
it's
on
gonna
this.
it's gonna be interesting.
It's
Because
um
it
it's
is
hard.
important. It is important because it just shows the dynamic of it, but it's not gonna be easy.
No, it's not. It's already not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I feel like it'll help everybody, but then it's
Yeah.
gonna. Some people will be like, "Don't put that on the list. Don't put that on the list."
Yeah, for sure, Joey. For sure.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, they're all gonna be worth something.
Yeah, like and I think those sections are very important because it shows you how like the second and third in those categories could be far off. Like, like so the when it comes to like the next sweat skin after Aura, she can be eons out of that list compared to like the next OG slash nostalgic skin like a BK. Like it's just the list gets very interesting as you go on.
I'm not doing the point system per se. I came up with my own tactic per se. I guess it's like a multi-stage
Mhm.
thing, and I'm realizing that it's also gonna have to. I think discussion has to come into it too,
Yeah.
especially with like one or two other people with like you, Rob.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't think the point system is going to work specifically.
Yeah, like
Something kind of similar, but
yeah, like cuz like even when it's like when it comes to ranking like is like it gets interesting like even when like I do the top 10s and stuff like that, like taking everything out of it, stripping it down, and it's a lot of factors that go into it. You know, you gotta I know y'all gonna understand this because a lot of y'all follow sports. You know how we feel about people that just use analytics, and then you have the gamers. We're gamers, but we can also use analytics, but analytics can't be first. You
yeah.
know, so all those things have to come into
And some
play.
things aren't tangible, you know?
Right? Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
Renegade Raider is intangible, like her
Yes,
pop like there's no metric you can put on her.
she's a unicorn.
Yeah, and so like that kind of stuff, and there's lots of stuff that have different things, like the fact that Fish Sticks
Hmm.
has his own inner story of always dying
Yeah.
while being popular in games. Like, there's so many different factors in this stuff
Hmm.
that it kind of just has to be more of a like you have to put your gut feeling into it as someone who's a
Yes.
true fan.
Yeah.
Like, you need true fan gut feeling when you're making the list.
Yeah.
Like, you
And
have to
it
have like a good understanding of the whole
mhm.
game and all the fan bases,
Yeah.
and then that can help push your skin up or down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think analytics come into it when it's like those like sports analysts like I always use like I know you may not know what it says, Dylan, but you can compare it to a basketball one. Like
Hmm.
Brandon Marshall, like when Brandon Marshall is like on ESPN, he always equates it to his experience. He can never like give like a legit take,
Hmm.
sometimes like and you have to be able to do both. You have to be able to like connect to the game and give a legit take based off of other factors, and that's what we're trying to pull off when it comes to that.
Yeah, Shard Knock. So in the comics, I don't know which ones you've read, but in every scene that a Fistic pops up, he dies. He was the
Yeah.
first character to die in the comics.
Yeah.
The original Fistics died in Zero Point.
Yep.
The actual Fistic died,
Yeah.
and now his screenshot, not screenshot, his
His
loops,
snapshot.
his
Snapshot.
snapshots
Yeah.
keep dying. So his snapshots were dying in the Zero War.
Yeah.
So and they've made it like a running joke, and the writer of the comics even came out to say like it's kind of hard not to keep killing them off.
So yes,
So
like Kenny in South Park.
just like
Yeah.
Kenny.
Yeah. Which adds so much to him.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting like caveat for him.
Exactly, Kari. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, and that's not gonna be Fortnite. Like
yeah.
there's
Hmm.
not gonna be like Charizard for some reason everyone loves Charizard. First of all, there was only like 100 and like someone's gonna kill me 140 original Pokemon.
I
Uh
definitely don't know that
a
number.
range in that range.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna like blast me for
Where's
that.
Black Ash at?
So
Yeah.
it's in that range, right? So the original Pokemon, there wasn't that many. We have like so much more skins, right?
Hmm.
But like everyone got to pick three Pokemon.
Hmm.
So like Venusaur, Charizard, and Blastoise, they're
Hmm.
pretty decent priced.
Hmm.
Once you get there, like they can get pretty expensive. Fortnite's not like that. Thank you,
Yeah.
151. That sounds a lot better. Um, but so like there's gonna be so many people who have like nostalgia to 100 different skins.
Hmm.
So I think the prices are gonna be very different. Now, with them being so rare, that means instead of like 2,000 super expensive Charizards,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna have 2,000 cards that are super expensive, but they're gonna be broken up between different skins.
Yeah.
Black
And
Knight, Ghoul Trooper,
and
etc.
it's a major learning curve as well. Like that's why we love doing these lives, because it's a major
Hmm.
learning curve of what makes something tick and what just keeps something flat. But at the same time, like you just said, the scarcity and rarity is gonna just rise everything in the first place. So it's just is interesting.
I just can't wait. Can we like fast forward like 10 years to see how right
I
we
know,
are?
right?
It's like that would get rid of the journey. I just want to see what else they put out, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep.
What was that? 125 like 8 months ago. Are you talking about the 140 for the Charizard? Is that what went up?
I think he said PSA 10 is like 140.
Contract Giller, was popular.
He was. He
It got
was.
popular. It's
Mhm.
fallen off. It's fallen
Yeah.
off. It's one of those skins that didn't last,
Hmm.
but
But
for
it
a
had his
minute,
moment. It had his
it had
moment.
a major moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like when I for like nostalgia, like Auras lasted like 4 years,
Hmm.
where like some skins last a little while. Like Focus has lasted a long time.
And
Kuno, a long
yeah,
time.
it takes, and that's what, it's just time. It literally is just time. We keep it, you just never, like, even like, so for instance, Ruby, right?
Hmm.
Ruby originally was sweaty, but now she's just popular. You get what I mean? Like, she's no
Hmm.
longer, like, technically, like, she has some skin, she has some people that still wear it that makes her sweaty, quote, but now she's just a popular skin. Jules
Yep.
is just like, she's a popular skin with storyline as well. But it's certain ones that just have these like nuances that is like sometimes hard to explain, but it just works.
And that's why I think like skins that are used for like let's say over 2 years and still hit that popularity, those are the ones you have to watch because that nostalgia is like baked in.
So Dylan, let me add to that because you're
Hmm.
right. Like, to add to that is like, for you to take off your main skins. Like, let's just round it to three, like your main three skins. For you
Hmm.
to take off your main skin and add a skin in there for 2 years, to put that in that type of rotation, you know how hard that is? Like,
Yeah, that's
that's
hard.
so, like, for
And we're not talking
Focus.
for like a little while,
No,
right?
like, for, like, years, like, for
For like
Focus to be in that rotation like that, that's pretty crazy.
for like let's say Red Jade. So when I
Right.
just got this card, so like last night I was playing as Red Jade because I
Mhm.
was waiting to get this card. I was like, I'm gonna play with Red Jade some more.
Yeah.
She's not gonna be in my main rotation.
Right.
You know, my main rotation is like always like Isabel,
Mhm.
Aura,
Mhm.
Focus, and Rocks.
Right.
If I had to say, those are my four main.
Yeah.
And now Halloween's here, so I'm probably gonna be rocking Ghoul Trooper a lot.
Yeah.
But like that's what I'm saying. To break into that is gonna be hard.
It's
You
gonna be
know,
hard. Is For you to take market
sorry,
share
not.
away from them is pretty hard.
This is my PC card, man. This is great.
This is such
Cardnock's
a
a real one though, I have to
yeah.
say.
Man, listen, people got listen. Shari is the goat. I already said that.
He is the
It's for
GOAT for
it's
sure.
for a lot of different reasons too. So I know some people
100%.
may not like that, but it is what it is. And I mean, one that I think is really underappreciated is bro, Nagops. Like, Nagops to me is like is and don't get me wrong, she's definitely not what she used to be.
Mhm.
But she's still Nagops though. Like, she really still has that. She still has people that wear her, and she has a great style like that. Frozen style is amazing on her.
I
Like,
actually like the Frozen
yeah,
style a
is
lot. Um,
she's one of those ones too.
yeah. Um, for
Love Ranger was cool. The Love Ranger
for her,
wings.
she's still making some of the like most used lists.
Yeah, she's still doing her thing
Yeah,
for sure.
if I would be trying to get her too if I wore
Mhm.
if I don't ever wear her.
Uh,
She's
Um,
definitely a good one. Another underrated one.
Reaper with the Love Ranger wings, that was an era. That
Hmm.
was a major era. Like, the wings was like, that was like the way to show that you were sweat, even though it wasn't a word. It was try hard back then. But that,
Hmm.
like, that Reaper with the Love Ranger wings was it was crazy for a while.
Do you remember uh what's this? Is it Stone? Which one's is it? Love Ranger or Stoneheart? That's the male.
Love Ranger.
Yeah. So remember they used to hide on top of the battle bus in the
Yeah,
blue light. The
yeah,
blue one is the frozen one.
yeah. The Frozen one that
They used
when
to
the
hide in the blue light and just like
yeah,
shotgun people. That used to be so funny.
pay to win right there.
Yeah, it was pay to win. Just like Goku's pay to lose.
the Man, it is a is
I can't wear Mecha Team Leader, but unless I'm like trying to be a meme.
mm.
But yeah, Chaos Agent is actually really cool.
I want them to make us see. This is what we're talking about. Like, I was about to say, I want them to make a slimmer version of, like, Deadfire, like a different outfit, but I still
Mhm.
wouldn't wear it. Like,
Yeah,
it's I just that's why I love the cards, because I get to appreciate Deadfire's art style, but I wouldn't wear him in game. It's just I just wouldn't.
yeah. There's something just I will tell you that the Spidey Gwen, once I get to level 100 this season,
Bro,
she might make my main.
her
She might.
last style though, that goal with her
I
last
like the
style is
blue. I like the
yeah,
blue
the
one.
last style is dope.
I have to tell you, like she might make it into my main. I don't know. The way they did those extra styles was really cool.
Jim, I love the ready to jump stickers a lot. A whole lot.
I don't have a single one.
Yeah, that's that I love.
I kind of want some though,
Yeah,
because you know the stickers I have are the Koro
yeah,
stickers. I like those because of the illustrations on the back.
yeah.
Um, I don't know why I haven't gone off to the other stickers. I kind of feel like I should.
I like that you wear meme skin, Joey. That's I. But you know what? It shows personalities too. Like I always think of like things like, okay, for instance, if Jim Carrey played Fortnite, he is not wearing a serious skin. He's 100% wearing a meme skin
But you
all
also have to
day.
admit, like, not all skins that are serious skins look serious.
No, that not at all.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
it's like the superhero ones are like obviously like those are the
ridiculously
ones that
like
was like
they're
ridiculous, like
tactical at
serious.
this point.
Yeah, it's just tactical. At that
Yeah,
point, it's like there's no like so that
yeah.
and those are the ones I'm like the most like conflicted on. Like, are those cards going to pop those
Hmm.
superhero ones, or are they just going to be too generic?
I
And
think
I'm still struggling with that one. I don't know.
I think like you know how I said it. I think collecting it all together is probably ideal if you do that.
Yeah, I think they have potential. It would just be
Mm,
interesting to see. Like, there's some
mhm.
things I just can't wait to see in a few years. Like, what
Because
happens?
they to, to an extent they're technically unmasked. So even if you do wear the all white style, you'd have a specific one you wear, and you can tell the differences between them. Obviously, they have
Hmm.
like backlash and polarity and everything. So you could tell which ones they are. So I guess that
Well,
saves it
and
a little bit.
when you're selecting the skin, you see that's which one it is
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
mask is off when you're selecting the
yeah,
skin.
yeah. And then
So
you just put it
the
on.
people who
So
have it know who it is.
right.
So I mean, that's why it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah,
I get
people
it
are.
though. I get
I'm
why.
upset.
I get
I'm
why.
upset
I
when I
was
pull a
too.
superhero legendary.
Yeah, like I rather not for sure.
I mean, it's just like I just don't think that there's not you don't feel like there's no individualism in them, if that's
No,
a word.
and I guess it's like if like for instance, we wear a rotation of our skins, right? But
Hmm.
like if you're one of those you know the players. If you're one of the players that only wears the superhero skin, I get it then. I don't know how many of those people there is that will come into the card market. That's pretty much the way I see it. Like I could see
Yeah.
it if like so for instance, like if somebody like legit has
Like,
made
are you
money.
dying to have it? Like, is that your favorite looking skin? Is that your favorite skin, the superhero, or is it just the one you wear to get a
Right,
competitive
because I
advantage?
think it's, like, legit, like we
Yeah.
said, I think it's tactical for sure, like,
Yeah.
it's the closest thing you can get to a uniform for competing.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think and obviously you can change it up, but I think
But I
that's the
mean,
way I
you
see the
use it a
superhero skins.
lot, and you
That's
end up loving it, I
that's
guess.
true.
So, it could go either way. I mean, it's super interesting. They go pretty cheap, so it's not a bad play.
Yeah, no,
Um,
that Joey, but this is the exact thing that this is why the meme skins work. Like, don't write it could be anybody, man.
that's why sometimes we like to wear meme skins. Like I like
Yeah,
to wear Guff, and it
yeah, I
just mess
love
around.
Guff is, like, getting killed by I'm not gonna lie, getting killed by King Flamingo would run through me for sure. Like, that would piss me off for sure.
I get pissed off if I dive to like a meme skin.
That's what I'm saying, like,
Like, I used
that's
to get mad at, like, fish, like, if I died to, like, a fish, like, the freaking female blue queen fish, you know what I'm talking about?
oh, that joint is so ugly. Yo,
Yeah, if I die to that, like,
yeah, yeah,
I start questioning life, like, that's not okay.
yeah,
If y'all don't know I don't even know what the skin is,
it's ugly.
female fish
Yeah,
skin,
Omar, I feel you on that.
like, oh my
That's
gosh,
but
wait,
that Omar, that was my perspective. Like, it's like I don't know how much it translates. Yeah,
if
that
I die to this skin, like, I'm raging, I'm yelling at my team, "Where the hell are you guys? I just died to this fish, where is everybody?"
yo,
Like,
it,
y'all should
yo,
have prevented this.
it's worse when you're knocked and they're just like healing up in the. It's like, oh
Yeah,
god, it's
like the fish is
terrible.
just healing up. I have to watch them drink their water. Like, come on, don't do
Yo,
this to me.
oh my goodness.
This is a horrible, horrible skin. Um, this is a skin that like now that we like talked about fish sticks, when this comes out in series 4, everyone's gonna be like, we gotta get this one. It's part of fish stick set. I was like,
Yeah.
no. I was like, I'm gonna pass on that. Like, what is this? A butterfly fish pickaxe? Like, does that even make sense? This is like when they ran out of ideas. They
Yeah,
just want to
yeah.
piss us off.
That was definitely a time they ran out of ideas. I
Like
have
Moisty Merman, I have to say, I don't even think I ever see him
I
enough.
haven't seen Moisty Merman since chapter 4 or 5,
I think
honestly.
I've only seen him in an item shop.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not true. I've seen him back in, like,
Yeah,
that
back then, like, and
back at Moisty Meyer and stuff,
now
like, when
Moisty Meyer was one of my favorite POIs, like,
POIs. Mine
yeah,
too.
so I do connect when it comes to that, but yeah. Lazy Mermaid. I like that you collect them though for sure.
No, and mad respect. Like you got to collect what you like.
I am gonna judge you if you collect Flytrap though. Anybody.
Yeah, Flytrap. I
Yeah,
don't.
Flytrap is like my cutoff. Like I can see the bright side of fly. The card does look good though. I hate to say that. Like the blue on the card looks good, but Flytrap is my cutoff for sure.
So you're saying the background looks good,
Yeah, the background looks good. But
but maybe
that's
you
my
just cut
cutoff.
him out and just have the
Yeah,
background.
just the
Maybe.
background.
Yeah,
And
Flytrap. Yeah,
That's
that one
that's
is
the
not it.
that
That
that is the
might
honest
be the
cutoff.
ugliest skin.
Shard.
Bro, I mean, more power to you.
He
Collect what you
reminds
like.
me, bro.
We have a new slogan on this show. It's collect what you like, except for Flytrap.
Except for Flytrap. Yes.
Flytraps. I don't even know his. I have to look that up.
Yeah, the Flytrap in it.
Um,
Guys, Shire said you got to give him a break.
if you type in Flytrap screensaver, it does not get what it's supposed to get.
They give you an actual Flytrap.
Yeah, it was like a bag. Like someone really wants a Flytrap background on their PC. Yeah, no, this is not right. But this looks like an actor. I feel like I'm not to show this. This looks like an actual actor. I don't know who, but it looks like an actor.
Bro, it's so bad, bro. Like it's like this is just one I can't do it. It's just
Like who thought of this?
do I own Flytrap? No, I own his pickaxe. I don't own
The spread
Flytrap.
eagle is appalling. I have to agree that
Richard,
this is.
I own his pickaxe. I don't own Flytrap. I can't do it.
He said this is just a bad
That's a
pick.
bad
Wrong
pick.
angle. We didn't get his good side. And we didn't get his good side. We got the front, not the back. I feel you. I feel you. But
Yo,
the red and the blue, maybe it was like black and something. Like it was black. I don't know. Black and red.
Shard, you feel us now, bro? Like it's like
And Kari said he doesn't think he looks that bad.
yo, he reminds me dude, he reminds me of that. What's that red devil thing off of Powerpuff Girls? That's what he reminds me of. That creepy joint. That's what I can't yeah, that whatever it is. That crap. That's what he
This one?
Yeah, he reminds me of that, bro.
Wait a minute. Tell me you would not rock a Mojo Jojo
Mojo
skin in
Jojo,
Fortnite.
bro.
Yo, actually, the Powerpuff Girls might be kind of crazy. I'd rock her too. This would
Shar say he is him. Okay. All right.
All right, I'm calling now. Powerpuff Girls is the next thing to come to Fortnite. They already got the lightsabers. They've already got the meme skin.
Yo, cut the cord, man.
Cut the cord. Cut the cord. Yo, it's already 12. Oh, it's 12:22. All right,
that's why we're doing this. It's because it's after 12.
I have a hard cutoff at 12 tonight, guys. So I'm 20 minutes past. I have to go watch I'm gonna go watch some Powerpuff Girl episodes.
Yo, that cosplay was nuts.
It was interesting. I'll give them that. It was interesting. We won't go there. Actually, isn't this in Fortnite right now?
Can we not? We're not going back to that though, right?
All right, we will. All right, we gotta cut off. Thanks, guys. Please leave a comment. Like, subscribe, tell your friends.
This after second hour crap is nuts.
We're trying to get to 300 subscribers, and we're gonna do another giveaway.
Yes.
I think we're like 40 away, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. 60 away, 30, 50, 90. We're a lot away from 300. So
we're about 60. We're getting there. Close to 60.
You guys donated so many cards for us to give away. Yeah. So we're gonna try to get there.
I have an idea for that, by the way. We'll talk after, but I have an idea.
All right, sweet. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys over.
As a guest over.
As a guest over. Bye. All right, bye guys.
Richard, I'm not doing that one though.